What's up, everybody? Welcome back to this Wheel of Time book club I started about almost a year ago now. Right out of the bat, I apologize for not doing the Shadow Rising like I initially promised back in the summer. That's on me. And of course, I also want to take the time to thank Prophet of the Dragon, Man of Manethrin, Pips, and all the special guests who have made this come to pass. This would not have been a success if it was not for you guys, and the fact that you guys love the Wheel of Time, your passion really shows, and I really appreciate having these discussions with you. So, that being said, the one person that's not going to be with us tonight is going to be Pips. Once again, Pips, thank you so much for doing this. Your input and your expertise into the Wheel of Time is second to none. Other than everybody, let's take a look at my intro and let's get this party started. Last time on Revisiting the Wheel of Time.
There's a lot going on in this book. There's a lot going on just in these chapters.
You know, I think I've been on. Have I? I don't think I missed an episode of your.
You have not.
Your stream
You have
so
not
far.
missed. Nope, you haven't missed an episode. So
I got to keep that streak going.
Boss pipe. One of these days, I gotta learn to smoke.
Oh yeah, I highly recommend it. It's very relaxing.
I don't know. Bad taste, I guess. I don't know what to say.
It's amazing someone has separated him from the Nintendo.
It's true.
I know.
It's actually right here. No, I'm kidding.
This is where the shit really happens now. This is it. We're here. Rand. We're here, Rand. The power is with you, young Rand al'Thor. But you're not the Dragon Reborn yet. That's how I felt going into this fight right here. Like it felt like Empire. It almost felt like Empire. It was after that and grabs Kalendor, and then he becomes it's like a Legend of Zelda moment where you get the Master Sword and all that. That's kind of what I thought. So 4 of the Forsaken are gone now. So who's gone? So from the first book, Agenor and Balthamel, and then from this book, Balal and now Ishamael. So 4 of the Forsaken are dead. That means there's 9 left. Okay. I don't know for sure, but I think Ravine is Lord Gabriel. I'm calling it here.
All right, read and find out.
Yeah, read and find out. Yeah, that was Mogandine.
Brian, if you can finish chapter 10 and not tell us that like you're completely sold on this series, you love it, and you're turning your channel into a Wheel of Time channel, I will be shocked.
Now the continuation.
I'm a man of Manethrin, and I approve this message.
A sudden thought boiled up in his head like a hot spring. The Aiel. Even a gray man should have found it impossible to sneak through doors watched by half a dozen Aiel. He flung open the left-hand door onto a scene of madness. Dead Aielmen lay at Rand's feet, tangled with the bodies of 3 very ordinary men in very ordinary coats and breeches. Ordinary-looking men. Except that 6 Aiel, the entire guard, had been slain, some obvious before they knew what was happening, and each of those ordinary men had at least 2 Aiel spears through them. The defenders in the anteroom were fighting for their lives. They fought, and they still outnumbered the Trollocs, but there were more men down than Trollocs. The Myrddraal present tore off half the Tyrant Captain's face with one bare hand, while the other drove a dead black blade through a defender's throat, slipping defender's spear thrust like a snake. The Myrddraal darted sinuously to intercept. In a moment, the humans would all be screaming, "Fade! Try me! Fade! The stone stands! Rally to the stone! The stone stands!" The stone stands. The stone stands. The stone stands. Wasn't that epic? Come on, say it was epic. Hey, what's up, everybody? I figure, if for this stream being long overdue, I thought, I needed to give you guys a really good intro. So hopefully you guys liked it. So everybody, thank you for being here. Once again, I'm sorry that this stream took longer than usual. So yeah, so today we're going to be talking the first 10 chapters of The Shadow Rising, and with me, well, got the usual suspects here. So let's start with my streaming bro, Prophet. What's up, Prophet?
Yo, what? That was the longest apology I've ever seen.
I know. How'd you feel? Did you like that one?
It was great. You don't have to keep apologizing. There's nothing to apologize for. It's been a little busy, man. Like, come on, so.
Yeah, Wheel of Prime. Yeah, so
I
all right.
Sure what my little title was going to be this time, but
I love your. Thank you for doing that thumbnail. That thumbnail was awesome.
Yeah, of course.
Added the Tyrant flag. So, all right, but yeah, thank you for being here, man. Let's bring in the other usual suspect, and he has a pipe in his mouth. What's up, Nathan, man of Manetheren?
Hello, ladies. Welcome to Read Along with Bookporeal.
Yeah,
these are the dulcet tones of a man of Manetheren. The man, the myth, the Manetheren.
Did you like that little added clip? Giddy up under your name. I know you
did. I did.
So
I appreciate that.
Enough creativity in this one, and of course we have a White Cloak. We have some White Cloak representation here. So let's bring in Alex. What's up, Alex?
Doing well. Glad to be here. And Steve, there's no way that's the longest apology you've ever heard, because I know you were married at one point. So.
Oh,
I was the one giving the apologies. Wait. No, I wasn't giving any apologies. I was giving them out. So
That's what I meant. You would be apologizing for longer than that. No,
well, my whole life, pretty much. But yeah, I touche. I guess you're right. I mean, but I don't hear them. I just give them. So it's like, it's sort of an out-of-body experience, as you're saying, I'm sorry, I suck, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm a failure,
I also speak without thinking about it or pondering what I'm saying either. Just whatever seems best in the moment just comes right out. I feel you.
Well, to be honest, though, if you're looking for the longest apologies, it's pretty much been Lan of season 1 and 2.
Oh God.
Yes, Lan's apologizing for his existence has been. We got to be on 16 hours of that thing now. That's getting out of hand.
Yep.
So I got a question. So they're doing The Shadow Rising for season 3. How's that?
They haven't done one of the books yet.
Yeah. How's that going to work? Are they gonna have the Falme stands or something? The Falme stands or something? Of course not.
Finish the Dragon Report. Didn't you see Kalendor and all that? Yeah. They're going to show up in the waste. They're going to be sailing on sand ships that the sea folk have custom made so that they can sail on sand, because we got to get the sea folk in there because, they weren't primed for cutting or anything like that. But
there are sand ships, really?
No, there are not. I'm kidding.
Okay, because I don't know. Like a dude in this book was just attacked by a guy in a card. So I mean, who knows what absurd things we're going to find out?
The sea folk are just like they're just a seafaring. I don't want to say just peoples, but they're also ruled by women. So we got to make sure they get in.
Yeah.
Well, they're probably the most annoying single group too, by the way. But sorry, go ahead, Nate.
No, you're fine. The show is going to start off with the tagline 6 months later.
Yeah.
So
Six.
and they'll already be in Rudion.
Maybe
So
maybe 7 to one up last season. 7
Right.
months later.
I mean, they're going to skip how they got there because that's how they know what to do.
It's actually one of my favorite things about this series. It's like chapter 6 of at least the first 5 books, I think, has a fight. You get Winter Night, you get Padden Fane's invasion, you get the Trolloc attack where Rand sets everybody on fire in the mountain camp, and then in this one you get what we're going to talk about. And it's like, Robert Jordan was very clear, like, all right, let's get the people moving. Let's give the people what they want. Let's get a fight scene. And we're not going to do that.
Let's drink some shit water instead. How about that?
Yeah.
Everybody hyped? Yeah. Sorry. I'm not. I promise. Like this might just be what I need to get back into making videos. I've been in this little funk. I've had a few bad days. I was huffing muriatic acid at work, and it's been a little bit rough. So like I've been sort of on a downtrend. So maybe this might be just the stuff to get my blood boiling a little bit because just all the I don't want to go down the show road, but. Can you imagine seeing? Because we'll get there, but could you imagine seeing Rand in the stone, sitting over that thing, Brian, and what happens?
Not on that show.
Can you believe how potent that would be on screen? And there's no chance we're getting that any of it. But sorry, let's talk about the book.
All right. But before we even talk about the book, I want to say hello to everybody in the chat. Start with Gadfly Fiction, Eldan, Staplebow, Mark Clark, Jacob Ironside, Luther Rain, Louise X Sparrow, and Keely Chow. Thank you guys for being here. And let's get this party started. So where did we last leave off? So I think the book was called The Dragon Reborn, wasn't it? So what happened? Let's try to remember what happened in Dragon Reborn. So all of our heroes converged in the beautifully southeastern city of Tyr, and they managed to break into the Stone of Tyr, which is this big, massive fortress that takes up 90% of the city. It's that big. It's that big. It's that menacing. So all of our heroes get in. There's a fight, and then just Rand manages to get in by himself, and he gets to the sword, and then there's that Empire Strikes Back moment where he takes on Balal or High Lord Salmon, and they have a fight, and Rand gets his ass kicked, and because of the fact that he gets his ass kicked, Moraine comes to the rescue and Balefires Balal out of existence. If I remember, that's what happens with Balefire, right? They get that they're not only dead, but their pattern is
they've been plucked. That string has been plucked from the pattern, is how they describe it.
So they can never return in whatever shape or form. So that makes
the next cycle.
Until the next cycle. Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was some question about that, and then it was explained. Robert Jordan just said, it's. So the next. So back when they go back to age 1, apparently they can come back and they're reborn again. And
if I remember correctly, each spoke on the wheel, and there's 7 spokes, represents an age.
I'm not sure about that, to be honest. I don't know. I thought the 4th age was the last age, but I don't know about that.
Could be.
I don't know.
If there's a
I don't
number of ages.
Dane, where are you? Answer this question.
I don't know that it was ever made specific, but I mean it's not important, really.
So going forward, Moraine takes out Balal. He's gone. But there's another Forsaken amidst the Forsaken, Balsamon. Balsamon, I forget what he does to Moraine, but he knocks her ass out. She's out of the picture. And Rand's like, shit, I gotta get the Calendor. So he runs and gets the Calendor, and he's like he's all powered up now, and then all of a sudden Balsamon and him get into a nice little chase in the dream world to Teleron Riyadh, and let's just say I don't remember exactly, but let's just say a lot of shit happens, and he gets Balsamon. Balsamon is dead. Balsamon he dropped him. So now the big bad from the first 3 books is gone. So I'm curious now, is there a big bad in the Shadow Rising? Who takes on the mantle of the big bad? Is there a big bad? I guess I'll have to read that, find that out. So
Moraine.
You mean moron? So that's where we leave off. All of our heroes are still in Tyr, and that's where that's kind of where we're at in the Shadow Rising. But the first chapter doesn't take place in Tyr. It takes place, well, back in Tar-Valon. Who have we not seen since the first few chapters of The Dragon Reborn? We haven't seen Min or Elmendretta, which is what she calls herself because of the fact that she doesn't, I think if I remember correctly, Moraine doesn't want her to be recognized by potential, Black Aja in the tower, who may or may not still be in the tower. So,
I thought it was pretty much anybody, not just Black Aja. She doesn't want men being recognized by anybody, I don't think.
And if I remember correctly, it's because of the fact that they know about
some of them know what she's capable, what she does.
Oh, that's true. They
don't. Yeah, I think he wants her. Doesn't Moraine basically want her just hidden from everybody? I don't think it's just specifically Black Aja, but
yeah. So instead of her usual
handy tool for Moraine, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. So instead of having instead of being dressed in her tomboyish look, short hair, wearing the breeches and all that, she has to dress like a lady so that hopefully majority of the people in the tower don't recognize her. And luckily for her, she's not recognized. So, and what's weird is when we get into the tower, she starts having these viewings. So she starts seeing things, and of course, I don't remember them off the top of my head, but I do have the book in front of me. And before I even do that, I'm going to pour myself a drink. I'm drinking, by the way, some Jefferson Ocean bourbon. So
I feel like, correct me if I didn't get a chance to go back. I feel like some of these visions were actually big ones, were they not? Or am I remembering that wrong?
So she sees a vision from 4 separate major events. I don't know. I shouldn't spoil these.
Wait, what were the visions? Did you remember what the actual visions?
So she sees 4 Aes Sedai. 4 Aes Sedai who are dead. 1 Aes Sedai is collared.
Sweet, we're rocking it.
A bunch of warders are dead.
Perfect, loving it.
Gawain's face is covered in blood.
We're
and Siwan is naked.
Sweet. We're winning.
Oh.
We're winning everywhere.
Interesting. So I'm curious about I'm curious if any of that pays off in this book, or is it going to be like several books from now?
You read and find out.
One or two of them are from this book.
Okay. Yeah. All right, that's fine. So
yeah, I think that's fair enough to say.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
but
so we got a question from I Am Vendel. So, what was your favorite middle-aged woman sex scene so far in the books?
Read and find out.
Read and find out. And
are we counting?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Siwan and Gareth don't get it on in this book. I don't know what you're talking about, Vendel. We're
Spoilers,
8 books.
Yo. Spoilers, yo.
That's irrelevant. Nobody. I'm gonna say, Brian.
What's Gareth?
Probably not on this read, but on your next read through, you can probably skip that little romantic subplot.
In this book or in the next book?
In book
Stars
11.
Fires of Heaven, right?
Oh.
Well, I mean, wait. I don't know. It's somewhere after Saladar. I don't know. It builds for way too long.
9, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I forget when it starts, but you're begging for it to stop.
so Gadfly Fiction here says 7 ages is sort of symbolic canonical number, but what constitutes an age and how people account for them makes things debatable. Okay. All right. That was just me, just kind of, I based on what I've read and based on what I've done, or based on what I've seen. So, and then it looks like we got some person in the chat we've never seen before saying, what is this? So, hey, welcome. Hopefully you'll enjoy this. So So okay, so those are the visions that she's had. So I like that so far. It's making the reader tense. I felt tense, like I'm like, okay, what exactly is going to happen? How is the tower going to be attacked? What is happening? What is happening here? So
stay on my line, dude.
Yeah, I know. Wait. You know what? I'll remedy that right now.
What are we doing? Like, what is happening?
That is never going away. That's going to be on this channel forever. So
hey, man, it's true. What is happening? I don't know.
Yeah. So by the way, I gotta address this right here. Mark Clark for $1.99. If we get Gareth Byrne, I'll be shocked. I'm assuming in the show. Too toxic, too problematic,
too late,
too late.
Too good of a dude.
Too right, good of a dude. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Too bright, too cool, too imposing.
Thank you, Mark Clark, by the way. So, okay, so here we have, all right, so now let's, so going back to the chapter. So Min has been having all these visions, and she's still trying to conceal her identity. So she's been calling herself Elmandretta, and she hates it. I forget like exactly what her name, what she's exactly named after, but she's named after like a princess in a fairy tale or something, if I remember correctly. So she ends up running into Gawain. Hey, remember Gawain? Remember Elaine's bro? Is her older bro who is her full older bro, the one that got his ass kicked in the last book by Matt. Him and his half bro Galad got their asses handed to them by a farm boy with a stick.
Yep, and this is a very important thing you need to remember, because this is the last conversation that Gawain has before he starts exhibiting the serious brain damage that he suffered from that fight.
Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, I'll keep that in mind, because I have a weird feeling something bad's gonna happen, and he's gonna be involved in it or something. So
what gives you that idea? Was it a vision that happened to? Sorry.
Yeah,
there was a vision that sort of shows he's fucked. But
the blood on his face. The blood on his face means something.
Sorry.
When you see someone with blood on their face, it usually means there's something wrong with them. So that's what I'm guessing. Okay, I just kind of made that up just now. But hey,
that's coming from a Chicagoan.
Hey, I'm on the north side, dude. I'm on the north side.
Too sharp a blade making food. That's all.
So Gawain's like, hey, Min, you're friends with my sister and Nynaeve and Egwene. Where the fuck are they? Where are they? Where did they go? I want to talk to them. I want to see them. And Min's like, they didn't come back. So like, you should know, you were with them. Well, we got separated. I didn't come back with them and whatever. And it's an awkward conversation. He's like, I gotta get out of here. And it's just I'm trying to remember exactly the full conversation, but she starts seeing something from him. There's a sword floating above his head and a banner waved behind it, the long hilted sword like those that the warders use. It has a heron engraved on it. Blade, it's a symbol of the Blade Master. The banner bore Gawain's sigil of the charging white boar on a field of green rather than the red of Andor. Both sword and banner faded with the blood. So that's I'm curious what that means. Right there. So Gawain's just like, hey, I gotta take my leave. I'm going to practice. So we'll talk later. Well, later hasn't happened yet this far in my read. So who knows what will happen next. So but yeah, so Min finally gets to, Leanne the Keeper, and then of course, Leanne does. I think Leanne recognizes her, and she's like, okay, and she's like, why is the Amerlin interested in you of all people? And she's like, I don't know. So, So we got Suwan here. So she goes in and has a conversation with Suwan, and so apparently Suwan wants her to join the other girls in hunting for the Black Aja or something. And so she tells the Amerlin basically all the visions that she had. The Amerlin's just like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We can find out.
Put another kid in imminent danger. Good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. I love Min's walking around like, man, sure does look like everybody around here is going to die. We should probably do something about that. And Sean's like, nah, leave it, send it. It'll be fine. And ironically, like, she's not in the top 2 dumbest people in this scene. Like,
oh god.
The White Tower really is just a bastion of midwits. Like,
yes,
unreal.
All
that's putting it nicely.
well, it's like because they can't even. It's like you have a person there that her vision, that something bad is coming. Like just it's happening. You don't like. There's no doubting what she saw, that something bad. You don't know how, but something bad is going to happen, and you're just like, nah. It's like they can't even fathom something bad happening to them. That's how arrogant they are. It's just crazy.
Yeah, and if you take into account that the White Tower is supposed to stand for, institutional rot and institutional arrogance, like, outstanding play, but man, it's funny to watch it happen in real time.
I mean, how long has the White Tower been a thing for? I know, like 5,000 years. Obviously, always stems all the way to the Age of Legends, or maybe even before that. Do we even know?
I forget if it's 2,000 or 3,000.
Because doesn't the White Tower exist during Lews Therin? He was the Tamerlane.
No, the White Tower,
I think it was
created after the.
It was created after the breaking, but it's pretty darn close. I think it was only like 100 years after the breaking. So
I mean, Aes Sedai were a thing, but the White Tower. I mean, Lews Therin was first among Aes Sedai, but there was not a tower.
Yeah, they didn't need it. The White Tower. Well, first of all, because they could travel everywhere. They didn't. Yeah, you didn't need a corporate headquarters.
Yeah.
Wasn't there both an Amerlin and a Tamerlane, or was there only one for Age of Legends?
I thought there was just a Tamerlane. I don't think there was an Amerlin.
Oh,
I think it was just Lews Therin.
Oh, okay. So problematic. Okay, I get it. Okay, Age of Legends was a problematic age.
Because he was the strongest, so he was the first, so he was in charge.
Yeah, makes sense. So, going back to this. So apparently they're trying to figure out who would attack the tower. Would it be the White Cloaks? Is it Sean Chan? It's obviously Sean Chan because of the collar. Who knows? Who knows at this point? But I think Min's just like, send me away. I want to go rejoin Rand, and I believe he was in Tyr. I think they heard about him being in Tyr, so she wants to go back to him. And Suwan's like, "Oh no, you're staying here. You're staying here. You're gonna help me. You're gonna help me. We're gonna get to the bottom of this Black Aja." Black Aja, they're real? Yeah, bitch, they're real. So, and that's she believes that the attack is going to be Black Aja instigated. So, I'm curious if well, I don't know. Like, honestly, I'm not quite sure. I'm curious if we're going to see more Min in this book or something, or if this is just going to be the one passage that we're going to get with her and all that. So I guess I got to find that out. So,
I mean, she's involved, right? I mean, it doesn't like. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff going on, but I mean, you'll see more Min.
Yeah.
Min becomes. I think the best Min stuff for me is when she hooks back up with a certain dragon. But yeah. So yeah. I mean,
but she's pretty involved in this part of the story too. So you'll see her again in this book.
So Min apparently she wants to the Amerlin wants to use Min to kind of root out the Black Aja.
She's very involved now. Sorry, she's very involved in this book. Actually, There's you'll see a lot of it. Sorry, it's taken me a minute to download what where we're at, but yeah, there's a lot of it. A lot of it.
So apparently, like I said earlier, she's going to have to not be Min, but Elmandretta and everything. And speaking of Elmandretta, Trip's here. What's up, Trip? Trip says Elmandretta comes from a character in a story who spends most of her time over men and trying to get them to compose songs about her. There we go. All right, makes perfect
Which
sense.
is why they changed her in the book in the show.
And Jacob Ironside has something to say right here. He says, Bookporeal, I have something sad to say. I haven't watched any of the series, but how I picture the characters in Eye of the World is gone because of this stupid TV show. Dude, I could not. When I was reading the chapter 9 and 10, I was thinking the actress from season 2 as Lanfear. I was trying not to, but
no.
You say Lanfear, I still don't picture her.
Well, when she like, cause so you have she has her Celine form, she has her Lanfear form, and then she has her even younger form in this book.
That's interesting because I think all three of us sort of just said, "Nah, that's not a problem for us." But I think that's because we read it before all this nonsense started, so we have our own preconceived ideas of what they look like in our head. And you unfortunately don't have that benefit. You're reading it parallel to this abomination of a show, so it's like some of them get like, but I like some of them. I don't like. How could you picture the actress for Egwene as Egwene? I don't.
No, not Egwene. Just Lanfear.
Just Lanfear's the only one. Okay.
Yeah, well, just Lanfear.
I mean, Liz Hurley. That's much better. Yeah.
Liz Hurley is Lanfear. Okay, I'll okay.
It would work. It's a better choice. Absolutely. 100%.
Okay. All right.
Alexandra Daddario.
Okay, there you go. That's another one.
Yeah, a couple of chicks you wouldn't kick out of bed for eating crackers.
But the Celine version, I still imagine the way she looked on the Great Hunt cover. So I still think that. So, and then a younger version, I just imagine the younger version of Celine, even younger. So that's it. So, but apparently the last big thing here to take away from this passage of chapter 1 is that Suwan literally says that if the Black Aja brings her the tower down, Rand's not going to get any help from the Aes Sedai. And so Min is like, oh shoot, I'm stuck here and all that. So
what she should have said is like, fine by me.
Yeah.
You don't need them.
And so bringing
you're trying to help. He doesn't need it. I'm out.
Bringing Suwan and the tower down, and then it transitions to another point of view character, and it's a character that Steve loves, Elida du Avrini Arroyan, or whatever. I don't even know how to pronounce it. And we get into her inner monologue for the first time, and she is suspicious of Moraine. Because she was, I think she was like an accepted when Moraine and Suwan were novices, I believe.
No, she was full Aes Sedai.
Oh, she was full Aes Sedai? Okay.
She beat the shit out of him.
I can't even say all the things about Eladia, a Lidi, a Boo Boo, a Poo Poo.
Eladia. You could call her Eladia. I don't care.
Out of disdain, I pronounce her name wrong every time because she's not worthy of remembrance. But we'll leave it at that for now. I have so many things to say about Elida.
Elida Dolores Umbridge Devani.
Idiot fucking head. Sorry.
So apparently she is thinking that Suwan is up to something, and that I think she's going not just Professor Umbridge, but kind of like a little bit of Snape. Like she's like, oh, Suwan's up to no good or something. So she kind of wants to get to the bottom of this, and she just like she's thinking, well, I could have been Amyrlin's seat, but because of the fact that she can foretell things, she decided to take a different direction in her career and decided to, went with being the advisor to, the seat of the Queen of Andor, Morghese.
Talk about having a great talent and totally not knowing how to use it at all and misinterpreting every single thing.
Yes, her ability to get everything wrong is amazing.
Amazing.
Keep in mind the line about the royal line of Andor will decide the fate of the world or whatever it is, because you're going to find out, and I think it's chapter 28, how funny and how wrong Elida is on this one.
So she can be described very accurately by a quote from Prisoner of Azkaban, the movie with oh shoot, the guy who was in prison got out.
Sirius Black.
Yeah, Sirius Black. When they're in the haunted shack, and he sits there and looks at Snape, and he says, "Wonderful, Snape. You've used your keen and penetrating mind to evaluate the situation and come to the exactly wrong conclusion."
Ding, 100%. That encompasses her perfectly.
Yeah, smart,
Gadfly
conniving woman. Crap ability beyond that.
So in other words, I was right. She is basically Snape in a way.
Gadfly has a great comment here.
Elida is Snape? No.
Elida is great as a character for one reason. She is the epitome of the Aes Sedai of the world. So her behaviors and actions, a great little mini version of the White Tower.
Yep.
Okay. So apparently she like starts to kind of put things together that that there's something about Rand, because she met Rand.
You're giving her way too much credit. She puts 0 together.
Well, she's putting something together here.
She's putting something together.
Yeah, something.
She's not putting it. She's putting something together. I think it's better.
Okay, she's not putting something.
She used a lot of Elmer's glue to make those puzzle pieces.
She jammed those Lego parts together. she made that puzzle piece. You know when you're hitting the puzzle piece and it's the right shape.
She is the first pig the wolf visited.
Yeah. So if I remember correctly from the Eye of the World, when Rand was there, she sees a foretelling on Rand, and he's like, and Rand's going to be the center of strife that's going to happen to Andor. She put 1 and 1 together and got 0. There you go.
Yep.
But so that's what she sees. And then, of course, I remember like she was after Rand again, and Moraine. She finds out Moraine was there, and Moraine got them out of there by going through the ways and all that. Going back to Eye of the World, and I forget how she finds out about Matt and Perrin, but apparently she knows about them too, and she knows that to Perrin
because I think it's just by vicinity to Rand. I don't remember how else she finds out.
Yeah,
so being his companions.
Yeah, and the other thing she noticed was that Siuan and Moraine were like this.
We're literally like by the vagina.
We're literally like this, basically, or sorry like that. and then they distanced themselves from each other. She took note of that, and hopefully after that major event with I forget the one old Aes Sedai that had the vision or about the dragon being born and everything. And I think after that's when they parted ways.
Can I ask you how you feel about the fact that Siuan completely gave up on her oath to do? Oh wait, I'm sorry. We're talking about the book.
Oh wait, we're not talking. Wait, we're talking about the books, right?
Sorry.
We're not talking about the show.
We're talking about good things, Steve.
I got confused for a minute. I saw Peacock and I was like, shit.
So apparently everybody else forgot about that friendship except Elida. Elida remembered. Elida must be Pepperidge Farm because she remembers.
She remembers. She.
Leave it to a woman to remember something that happened 60 years ago and not be able to let it go.
Wow.
So she just uber jealous because she
that.
wanted Moraine and like, or she wanted to. Is it one of the? It's like she wanted to be bed pillow friends and
She wanted to be. She wanted to be Amerlin. She wanted to be Amerlin, but she
wants a lot of things.
It was her thing. It was her decision not to be Amerlin. I could have been Amerlin. Well, you decided not to.
Elida was salty and bitchy. That Moraine and Sawan were a little bit stronger than her.
So I got a question.
Go ahead.
All right, go. I got a question. So I remember Elida was described by Robert Jordan as handsome, not beautiful, not pretty, but handsome. So does that just mean she looks fine and tidy, but she just has a plain?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to think of
severe looking.
She's fine. Like you just have to think of her as like, you know, there's a lot of women in this book that are like described as like uber beautiful or just like, you know, showstoppers. She's okay. She's good looking, but not overly, you know, rememberable.
Which means she'd be a 10 in the show.
Oh God!
Yeah. Oh, God.
She's 11 maybe. Yeah.
So if you look at like if you ever Google the characters, the annoying one with the signature that's distracting is, I believe, that's the official drawing. That's the Robert Jordan approved version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She just sort of looks. She's a decent looking woman that just looks bitchy.
She would absolutely clean up on the 50 and older market.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So apparently, she believes. I think she believes that that they have that Moraine and Suwan are plotting something using Rand, and Rand's going to destroy everything or something. And she's like, Suwan's not fit to lead. And then she goes and starts, talking to people. I think she starts talking to a white sister, and was it Alviarin Frieden or something?
Alviarin
Frieden and everything. And so white sisters usually don't give a shit about anything, but apparently she was willing to listen to Elida, and that's kind of where we're at on her passage. So I thought that was very interesting. I'm like, okay, is this chicken obviously she's going to depose. Something's going to happen to Suwan. She's going to depose Suwan. Maybe she's going to kick her out. I have no idea what's going to happen. Now the question is, and I've asked this before, and I know the answer you guys are going to give me. Is it going to happen in this book? Read and find out. Got it. So that's
Brian. We're going to play a game with you, and Steve and Nathan. Tell me if you think this is a great game. Every time we're introduced to a new Aes Sedai, I want you to make a prediction: Black Aja or an idiot.
Perfect. I love this game. Let's do it.
Okay,
dude. I would fail miserably at this game too.
This is a great game. This is sort of like the EFAP. Did Hitler say it or did Movie Bob say it, sort of thing. Yeah. This is sort of up that alley. I think this is a great game. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I will open the Excel document and I will have.
Oh boy.
We will track this. So
this will be good.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. No, this is gonna be great.
Mm-hmm. Brian, Elida, Black Aja or idiot?
I'm gonna take a very educated guess and say idiot.
Okay. And then who is the one we talked
Alviarin.
to? Alviarin. Black Aja or idiot?
I mean, you did just meet her, but these are the rules, buddy.
Well, you know what? Based on what I know about the White Aja, the fact that she took interest in it says something. So I'm going to say Black Aja.
Okay.
Can he do and idiot? Like, is there a Black Aja and idiot one? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, they did. The Black Aja did sign up to worship the Dark Lord, so
yeah, I guess that's true. Are we going backwards too, or are we just going to start from this book with this game?
let's just start from this point forward,
Yeah.
because this is
So
where it
mo-
really starts to matter.
So Moraine.
Moraine. Who knows?
I think
No,
I
that's not fair. Book Moraine. No.
I think Moron is an idiot, a dark friend.
I don't see.
She's
I don't.
pure. I think she's the dark one. If there's a dark
Hold on,
one in the show, it's Moron.
The show, like I'd push back about Book Moraine. I don't think she's one of the few that I don't actually think is an idiot.
Yeah.
She's just more stubborn than she's stubborn and dogged in the way she thinks things need to be done, and it takes her a while to figure out that that might not be the way things are going to go down. So
Yes,
I think she wouldn't. I wouldn't put her in the idiot category personally, but show Moraine.
The way it was described best to me is that think of Moraine as the single mother of a teenage boy who is like growing into being an adult. Like she thinks everything should be done a certain way, and the 17 or 18-year-old boy has just sort of gained independence and is doing things his way. And that naturally causes friction, but there's a lot of love there, and they will inevitably work their way out as she determines that, maybe his way isn't entirely wrong, and she's going to have to kind of get on board, or it's going to fall apart.
Gadfly, I can think of 3. So 10 is a big number, buddy. I like off the top of my head, you said that I'm like 10. I can think of 3. Yeah.
I've got 2.
4, maybe 4. Maybe 4. Well, there's a certain Moraine I put in there.
Yeah.
Varen.
Yeah. Catswain.
I don't think she's
No.
I don't think she's an idiot. We could agree to disagree on that, but I mean,
we're gonna have to talk at least 2 of these offline away from Brian.
Cadzawain, I don't think it is an idiot.
Cadzawain is a giant fucking idiot.
She's annoying as fuck, but I mean,
yes.
I mean, it's one of those. She's like mini Moraine, only not as good as Moraine, but.
And we're including the ones that will be that have already been introduced but aren't Aes Sedai yet, correct?
Like Cadzawain is uber annoying, but I think she knows what she's doing.
Yes.
Cadzawain has no idea what she's doing.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Like, we're getting the cart way before the horse here, but but it's like
I'm curious when
we'll talk about this 3 years from now.
I'm curious this Cadzawain's going to appear. I've heard her name quite a bit. I've heard her name quite a bit lately, so I'm just curious what book she shows up in.
Reminder characters, so they say hi, and they get a link. It's like, well, she made it into the link. No, I'm not. I'm just. Like, it really made me think. It's like, yeah, it's hard.
Well, Aldan says he's got 3, not counting Nynaeve. I would be counting Nynaeve in my count of not idiot.
So she would have been number 3 for me.
Yeah, I think she's. I mean, yeah, it's you're.
So
we're off topic.
Sorry. Like, it's like
so. So for the other Aes Sedai I know of, there's obviously there's Sheriam.
You've been introduced to another idiot or dark friend, Sheriam?
Yeah, Sheriam I think is an idiot. I think Sheriam is an idiot.
Alex.
Yeah.
Do you have the document open?
Sheriam
is idiot.
Is his prediction?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, Aldan.
One particular Aes Sedai got spoiled for me, so. Yeah.
Aldan has some very colorful words for Cadzawain. Yeah, I didn't say I liked her. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no. This is where Robert Jordan, the way he writes characters, a lot of them are so spot on with how well he writes them, and how much you don't like them. I don't like Cadzawain. I don't think there are many people that honestly do. But he knew exactly what he wanted with the character, and he fucking nailed it.
Yeah. So there's also Leanne.
Oh, Leanne, yeah, Leanne.
I think she's Black Aja.
Leanne is Black Asha.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's bonus is
That's
she
your
an idiot as
prediction.
well? No.
Yeah, probably that too.
Is she a Black Aja idiot? Well,
Yeah.
double points. Ding 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 ding. That's right.
Alana is an idiot.
Alana, have you met Alana very briefly, right?
Yeah, in Dragon Reborn. Yeah, she
Yeah.
talks about the Green Aja being, the fighters and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember. I think the stream I said that she like both like
And
yeah.
the threesome experts with pink and supple flowers.
I'm trying to think who else you have.
I mean, Leandrin, she's black.
Well, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Okay, I guess we'll count that one. We'll give you that as a freebie.
Man, spot on there, Brian.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Never mind. You're not getting that. That's
your observation, powers are astounding.
Yeah.
I think that's good enough. If another one pops up, we'll know it. But I mean, you could. Why don't we? Let's just well, I guess they're not there yet. I was gonna say just for good measure, we could put the girls in there and just list them all as idiots because but they're not quite there yet. So
so we'll continue. We'll continue this. We'll continue this next time. So, all right. So let's get back to chapter 1. So, Elida, that passage is over with. Now we get to. We're by the Tyran. We're across the Tyran Ferry we're right by Tyran Ferry right there. And who's the point of view here? Dane Bornhold. So Dane Bornhold is there, and who was with him?
Child Buyer, right?
No, not. I don't think. Nope, not. Is Child Buyer with him? Yeah, Child Buyer is with him. I guess. Yeah, Child Buyer and Ordeith. And what does Ordeith do? He murdered. So apparently they have some. He basically went somewhere and murdered a few Tuathon apparently. So
this is actually another thing that always makes me laugh is so my theory about this is always that the Tinkers are Robert Jordan's view of the hippies from the 60s.
Yeah.
And as a Vietnam vet, he did not think particularly highly of the hippies from the 60s. So this is the beginning of a stretch where he describes the Tinkers just getting murked like frequently and badly. Like I just imagine him writing it like, and then all the dirty hippies got stabbed by Mordeth.
Oh God!
Which tells you that no man can walk in the dark so long.
Oh boy!
Turn to the light.
So they're on the northern part of the river. The part of the river where Moron kills that dude or kills that fairy guy. Oh wait, sorry, talking about the show again. So apparently, Dane found out what happened to his father in the Great Hunt. Well, he already knew. I think he already knew in Dragon Reborn. He was already. I think it was Egwene. If I remember correctly, last time we saw Dane, he was Egwene just went and attacked him in the White Cloaks when they were on their way back to the White Tower, if I remember correctly. So yeah, poor bastard, just can't get a break. But he has his own command. So now he's in command of a bunch of people, and he's just like, why the fuck did the Lord Captain Commander put me with this madman? Of course, talking about Ordeith, because Ordeith he's fucking nuts. He wants to skin all the people in Emmons Field. Basically, he wants to murder. Like he wants to do worse than just kill them. He wants to make them suffer because he's fucking nuts. And I have a question, and please, I would rather not hear or read and find out, but like something that to get me excited. Are we going to see Ordeith do stuff? Or is he just going to be in a single chapter and that's it, like in the last book?
So he's going to spend a lot of time manipulating things behind the scenes.
Okay.
You're going to get, in a couple books from now, you're going to get a clash with Rand. And then Sanderson basically has no idea what to do with him.
Zero.
So he basically shows up for like a chapter in the last battle for his fight.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but this sort of signifies the downturn of pen fame, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Very,
that
very
point,
big
that
loss.
point in it. Yeah, that point in a couple books that Alex was mentioning, it's kind of that hits that peak of anticipation, and then you expect something more from that, and it doesn't deliver.
So apparently, so if I remember this, so this is once again a follow up to the prologue of the Dragon Reborn, which is freaking awesome chapter. Like I went from Great Hunt ended on such an awesome note, and then going into the Dragon Reborn, that prologue was freaking awesome. Like I wanted to read more of it, and then we go to Perrin, and then just kind of I was like, oh. I mean, it was fine, but I was just like, you had this momentum with the prologue, and then the momentum just dropped with going back to our heroes, and then not really following up on that, and just following up on the story. So the prologue, I guess, was meant of the Dragon Reborn was meant to set this book up.
You really can't let the show characters taint, like, because I could see it happening. Like, you have show Perrin is so bad that it's like, oh, Perrin chapter shows up and you sort of check out a little bit.
Well, it's not because of the show Perrin. It's because of just like I read I was listening. So when I was on my way to you guys, I was listening to the audiobook for Dragon Reborn, and I felt the pacing just kind of took a turn.
Well, it can't be sprinting for forever, right? I mean,
yeah, you're both right. The pacing does slow down as once that first fight in the Dragon Reborn is over. It does slow down for a bit until it, picks back up. The crazy ass Rand chapters are always fun, but
yeah. I was just like I wanted more of the prologue. I think that was my issue. I wanted more of the prologue. It felt like it was like almost Game of Thrones level quality there. So, and it just made me want to check. I wanted to follow up on that. Like I wanted to direct follow-ups on that, and it didn't really. It wasn't that. It was just the prologue was just meant to kind of complement the rest of the story, whatever was going on behind the scenes. So then it shifts back to our characters and all that, and it just builds itself back up again. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this. So apparently, Terran Ferry. So apparently the reason why they're there is because Ordeef says that everyone in there, or the majority of people in Emmons Field and in the Two Rivers, are dark friends. Even though Pedro Nile doesn't believe it, he's just like he doesn't entirely dismiss it either, and that's why they're there. And they give the command to Dane, and apparently Dane thinks that Perrin, murdered his father because Childbar, like you guys said, is a complete moron, and he is. So we're setting up a major conflict in the Two Rivers, and that I'm curious to see. And based on what I'm reading here, the one that's going to go back to the Two Rivers is going to be Perrin.
Yep.
So
spoilers too. So.
Would you guys categorize as Child Bayar as a moron or just more of an insane fanatic?
Both. Can't you be both?
Could.
Is there a difference?
I don't. I think it's. I mean, he's a coward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's Antifa.
I mean, he didn't really see. He didn't really see what happened to anything, so he's just
exactly.
So he's a I don't know. He
Right.
assumed things. So I don't know if that puts him as more of an idiot and a coward than anything else, because he's just making shit up.
Yeah, I just think he set up his own conclusion back in the first book, and that's his ride or die dialogue right there, and he's going to hold to it. Period. No matter what's put in front of him, and so to me, that just screams as just a freaking fanatic kind of.
Perrin bad. Yeah, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys ready? We're still on chapter. We're still on chapter. We're still on chapter one. We're already an hour. We're already an hour and
you brought up Elida, so
yeah. You mean Eladia? You mean Eladia, right?
Eladia.
So the final passage in chapter 1 is we reunite with High Lady Suroth from the Shan-Chan. You know, the one that hangs out with Ishan. Sorry. I'm getting mixed. I'm getting my characters mixed up again. Sorry. So apparently the Shan-Chan are making a comeback. They were not in the Dragon Reborn at all. They were pushed back by the Heroes of the Horn and by the Heroes of the Horn and by Rand and Rand and Balsamon fighting in the sky, which clearly happened in the show. Oh wait, it didn't. Sorry. Fuck. Sorry. All right. So Lady Suroth comes back, and she is they're on the Seafolk Island of Cantorin, and so Suroth is now in charge, basically, and she's just like, I have to do this, or I will not go back to the Empress with empty hands or whatever. So she finds out about the Dragon Reborn, and then she starts to question one of the Damani that was not rescued in the Great Hunt, and that's the Damani known as Pura. And I feel bad for Pura. She's just being tortured. Her spirit is completely broken, and so she's still under the oppressive force of the Soldam and the thing. So I'll just say that she's just demanding questions, and Pura does not know. Pura does not know because she wasn't part of that clique. She wasn't part of that club, you know. So apparently, there's a point where I forget, the Shan-Chan hate it when a Damani touches them. I forgot about that. That was something. I forget how they punished them, but that was because I think Pura does that because she's just begging. She's just like, she doesn't care. She's begging to for the pain to stop and all that. And it comes to a point where Suroth basically doesn't think that the Aes Sedai. She doesn't believe the saying that the Aes Sedai are incapable of lying. So, but who knows at this point? So, I don't think a whole lot much else happens in this chapter or in this portion.
The big thing is Suroth here figures out that the Suldam can channel, which, if it is known amongst the population of the Shan-Chan, is going to cause their empire to collapse. So she and 4 other people know this, and she's pondering killing the other 3, but doesn't think she'll get away with it.
The other 3 who know that Suldam can channel is what you're saying.
Yep.
Okay. Do we know who the other 3 are, or is that something I got to find out? Or does it even matter?
It's Alwyn, Pura, and Tysa. Steve, am I smoking?
Yeah, Tysa. I see Tysa. So the Tysa is the Soldam of Pura, and Alwyn is the servant that is raised to Sojin, or high level servant. So she basically wants the Dragon Reborn, basically, to deliver to the Empress, and that's basically
Everybody
chapter 1.
Rand.
Everybody wants Rand. Everybody loves Rand. So
everybody loves Rand.
Yep. All right, and then we're on chapter 2. So chapter 2, Whirlpool and the Pattern. So we have 3 different things happening to 3 different Ta'veren. So I guess we'll start with Perrin. So Perrin is hanging out with Fael, and they're having their little bickering session, if I remember correctly.
Just call it foreplay.
Foreplay, yeah. There you go, foreplay. And then, of course, Perrin wants her to leave. Perrin really wants her to leave him because she thinks she's going to get killed hanging out with him and all that. But then all of a sudden, Perrin's axe, for no reason, attacks him. It just comes alive and just.
This is so good.
What's up?
Sorry, I had to unmute while I was chewing some chips. This. I'm sorry. I love these scenes with where you get all three of what happened. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So the axe tries to kill Perrin, and he's holding it. He's trying really hard to save himself, and he's telling, "Get out of here, Fael! Get out of here!" And what does she do? She tries to help him, and he's like, throws her out of the room, and he's fighting and he's struggling, and then he ends up letting it go. It tries to kill him again. He parries it, and then he knocks it into the door. It slams it into the door, and then it just stops for no reason.
Yep.
So apparently that's scenario number one. So
yep.
The Fael and him's like, "Hey, you could have died. I wanted to help you. That's what we do." And it's like, "You could have died." And they're just, they hug and kiss. The blood is up. You know how it is. So, I'm sure they screwed after that. Oh wait, this is not the show. Sorry.
He's a good Two Rivers boy. Okay.
He is. So now,
is this what the fourth or fifth time so far in this series that Fael has been useless and mad at Perrin for being helpful?
That's her state of being, isn't it?
Oh, I know this.
I mean, she's just a bitch to be a bitch. Like, I like making you angry, so I'm gonna say the most insane, stupid shit I can think of because I like you mad. I want you to beat me up. I like being hit. Like that's her whole freaking that's her, right?
Yeah.
Hit me in the face, Perrin. Did I make you mad enough? Hit me in the face, right in the nose. It's like Jesus Christ. Stab me, Perrin.
So now we're back to now we're at Matt. Now we're at the Matt portion of this chapter right here. So Matt's just doing what Matt does. He's playing cards, gambling, hanging out with some of the I'm guessing some of the younger lordlings, the tyrants, and all that. Of course, I think he wants to get out of there as soon as possible. Apparently he's not interested in going back home. He just kind of wants to, go out, travel, and gamble, make money, and just keep moving and everything, and get the hell away from Aes Sedai. He still does not trust Aes Sedai at this point in the story.
Fael does everything wrong. I just had to get that in there.
Right. So apparently we find out about the Maiden's Kiss. So here we find out.
You don't find out about it. The Maiden's Kiss remains a standing joke throughout the remainder of the series.
Yeah, that's okay. That could be. We get the of course we get the I forget what they do. They're talking about stuff. It's a much longer passage. Conversation turns from women to bravado as each lordling boasts how they would claim to Tyr of all Aiel. So they don't like the Aiel apparently being there. Well, of course not. So apparently, I'll just screw it. I'm going to just get to it. So apparently when they're playing cards, Matt's cards attack him. Like they come out of the cards and they stab him in the hand, if I remember correctly. They skewer him in the hand, and then it gets very freaking absurd. Like I had a hard time imagining what the fuck was going on here. Like I was just like, think
of it as Alice in Wonderland. The cards
came alive and
grew to the size of a person, and then the Jack, the King, and the Queen.
I thought they came out. I thought the characters came out of the cards. Kind of how like the reflections. I'm skipping to Rand. Kind of came out of the mirror.
Yeah, so they grew and they popped out of the cards, and the Jack's got a knife, and he's just
trying to kill him. And
trying to kill everybody. Yep.
And it just, I forget exactly how it went down. It was like, didn't time slow down or something when this happened? If I remember correctly.
I don't think so. I think that's just kind of how Matt
Matt
describes.
describes it. It felt like time slowed down when.
because like being in battle type of deal. You're
so
fighting
like
for
when
your
they,
life.
like,
It's okay.
the
I kind of get it.
sensation of watching it grow was sort of like, like it felt like time slowed down. There ends up being some deaths from that, right?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't.
But
I think all the lords are smart enough to get the fuck away
yeah,
from it.
they're like get the they fucking
Yeah, that's right. It's later on what bubbles that we get some.
Yeah, they. But what bubbles from the Trailer Park Boys? Oh wait, sorry, wrong bubbles. Sorry.
Boobalas.
So you got so apparently one of the cards was the Amerlin seat, and it's the Amerlin. It's freaking it's the Aes Sedai that stabs him in the hand. Tiny little knife though, but okay. So they grow larger, and the images step out of the cards to attack him. Matt dispatches them all with rapid knife tosses. I'm assuming he learned that from Tom, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
Wait, training. Wow, it works.
Right.
Training,
skill
yeah.
Development. Who would have thought?
Training.
Just start
Yeah.
throwing your spear around. Oh, sorry, my bad.
No,
Don't
the
do
way
that.
modern duct tape doesn't hold that well.
So Matt destroys and rips the cards apart, and then they're just like, and then I think the Tyrant Lords are just like, I saw nothing, I heard nothing, I see nothing. So yeah, and so he's like, oh shit, I kind of lost my little gold mine right here. They're not gonna play me. They're not gonna play me in cards anymore. So, oh well.
Don't worry, he finds many more gold mines.
Yep. I also love how all the Tyrion lords are like, "Hey, Matt, Bobby, can you talk to your boo about maybe relaxing some of the corruption laws? Those corruption laws were awesome. We could just do whatever the fuck we wanted." And Matt's just kind of like, "No, the abuse of the underclasses will stop."
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
So now,
hangings will begin routinely and daily, and and by the minute until you guys figure this shit out. Oh, sorry.
You ain't lying.
So now we're at Rand. So Matt, the whole Matt thing is done. So now we're at Rand.
I love Rand ruling with an iron fist. It's so good. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I think he's grain for ships. Grain for ships, or I'm going to hang the two of you tomorrow at sundown.
So I just want to, do they give us a time for? It's pretty much right after, right? How long after him pulling Kalendor is this taking place? Do we know,
Alex?
It's like a week or so. It's not that long, right?
I thought it was a month.
Was it a month? I mean, I to be honest, I don't remember. But
there's got to be enough time at least for him to establish himself with all the lords and to.
But that's what I'm saying. Even if it is a month, think of the personality shift from the beginning of Dragon Reborn to him going and doing the impossible, and now he is fully stepped into running a city.
Yeah,
the size of Tyr.
No, you're right. We are into an absolutely 180-degree different range.
100% acceptance. I am the Dragon Reborn. The world, whether I know what I'm doing or not, I'm doing it, right? So, the switch in his state of mind from, the beginning of Dragon Reborn to where he's accomplished what he needed to prove to himself that he's the dragon, to where we start the Shadow Rising at with him ordering all these lords around and saying, "Get the grain, or I'm gonna fucking kill you. Get it now." Yeah. Like I don't care what get the grain. What? I'm the dragon. You want to die? Okay, like get the grain and feed the people. I don't give a fuck.
I like how they're telling him to be careful that he could, if the lords are no longer, if he's there long enough and doesn't do anything, he's going to end up with a knife in his back or something like that. I think is what's being said. Politics,
which I think is great, because Matt's just like, you think that's going to happen, huh? You You think that knife in the back is going to come through? Really, that's interesting. I also am always for everybody that says Robert Jordan is a super Democrat or a progressive, I always want to ask the question. Rand was in town for a week and was in charge for like a week, didn't know what taxes were, and things are already better for the common man. Clearly, this guy does not have a ton of respect for the institutions of government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see him how he's writing the inaction of justice rather than the operation of corrupted government.
Yep.
So apparently, we start the whole thing with Rand. Apparently, he has dreams again, and he's basically being he's with the Amerlin seat, and he's being prodded with the stick, and then of course he's in the forest, the shadowy forest, and there's traps and there's dark friends and there's a forsaken awaiting in the darkness. And then apparently Moraine's there with him. Moraine gets scared, and then of course she flees. And then he has another segment of the dream where he's back in the Waterwood at home, and Min and Elaine invite him for a swim.
Giggity.
Giggity. He turns around, spots Egwene with an expression of hurt. Poor Egwene. And then Rand chases Egwene as he flees Min and Elaine, but they're like, "Come in with us. Come and join us."
Yeah.
And then that's how Rand away. That's what Rand dreams about.
I clearly remember Egwene mooning over a certain Aram, so I'm good.
Rand is such a good dude that, like, even though he's not dating Egwene or like has never been in any kind of established relationship with Egwene, he still feels bad about fantasizing about other women. Like,
yeah,
we're bordering on simp territory here.
He can't speak for a show Rand or Bland or whatever you guys call him.
I mean, it goes even further than that. I mean, you think about his encounter with Elsa Grinwall. I mean, there was nothing there. Absolutely nothing. And he still thought about, oh man, what would she think about this? You know?
Yeah, I that chapter in Eye of the World was hilarious. Like he's young man comes by, farmhand. Probably he does work for food. Probably does it with his shirt off, and all of a sudden you got Elsa there, and she's like,
It's like that fantasy of the farmer's daughter type of thing kicking in. You're like, yeah. And
I forget. I forget. Didn't they send her back? Like at this point in the story, like Elsa was sent back home from the White Tower because all she did was moon over the warders. You know, they're doing their shirtless shirtless duels and all that with the wooden swords and all that. Oh well. So here we have Rand's up now, and he's just thinking about Egwene, and all of a sudden, he starts to hear things. And then he starts channeling Sidene, and of course there's the taint and all that, and finds out that the intruder is basically Berlain. So apparently Berlain is just she's like, my lord, I'm willing to do shit with you.
I want to do shit with you.
I want to do shit with you. There you go.
He is the first booty call of Mayene.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's interesting. Like, I really like Berlain as a character, and it's it's important to note here that she's the functionally the queen of a tiny nation that is next to a greedy neighbor, and she basically keeps her tiny nation independent by flirting with the different Tyran lords and kind of keeping them at each other's throats for her attention. And this is basically the way that she keeps her people as an independent nation. That's kind of an admirable character or goal to have, I think. And so she basically continues on this current path. So she, oh, Rand is in charge of Tyr now. I need to go flirt with Rand because if the Dragon Reborn is in love with me, then, Mayenne will remain independent. And she just has no idea what the fuck she's getting into.
Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah.
And I like how like at one point like Moraine I think scolds Elaine because of how Verlaine is, and Moraine is just like you cannot judge her by your own culture's standards of morals and all that. It's
Verlaine,
different in Mayenne.
Verlaine, I mean, by the end, ends up probably being one of the smartest characters in the whole series. I mean, honestly.
So she's not just a character in this book. She's important for the rest of the story. Okay.
Sorry, I don't know if that's a spoiler, but yeah.
Verlaine
pay attention. She does everything for a reason, and
I mean, I didn't think Verlaine was going to die anytime soon.
No, she's extremely smart, and I think a lot smarter than people give her credit for. I think that leads into what Alex is saying is she's basically manipulating Tyr into not taking Maine. and then it develops from there. Like it's amazing. I think how much you start realizing that she is, how cunning she is throughout the series. I think, and how she actually is playing a little bit of 4D chess here and there, trying to stay ahead of events.
Yep. And just think, if Perrin had better taste in women, the series would be 2 books shorter.
God, what a power couple, right?
So, are you saying that Fael is a major plot point for 2 whole books? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that if we were to get rid of all of the Fael nonsense in Crossroads and what is verse 7 and 8?
Crown of Swords,
Path of Daggers,
Crown of Swords, Path of Daggers, and Crossroads of Twilight. You probably could have gotten those down to 1 book.
What about Winter's Heart?
Perrin's not in Winter's Heart, I don't believe.
Oh,
no, he's not.
Oh, interesting.
Winter's Heart, he's not in because
which is why
Crossroads of Twilight exists. Winter's
Heart and Crossroads of Twilight's kind of like Feast and Dance from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, so
they're parallel books.
Imagine if Robert Jordan put everything exciting
in 1 book,
in Feast of Crows, and then released Dance of Dragons, and just none of the exciting things happened in it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was basically what happened was Winter's Heart got way too long, so they said, well, we need to split it into 2 books, and Crossroads of Twilight was born, and they said, well, who are we going to remove? And they're like, well, Perrin, we'll give him his own book, and it's just like, okay. And then nothing happens.
We need to. There's an entire thing to be had about this book. We will.
Yeah, it's true.
There's some Perrin slander going on here that I'm not sure I will tolerate, but we can have a Crossroads of Twilight stream later.
Well, I'm not saying it's his fault. Like it's just it's like you said. You're right. Nothing happens. It's not. It's just like I don't know. We'll get there, but like I'm not saying anything about Perrin being at fault for that. It's like the leftover gobbledygook that we sort of have to get in there, sort of don't.
I'm gonna bite my tongue, Brian. Let's keep this moving before I lose my.
All right, so going back, so Verlaine is basically still repeatedly advancing on Rand, even though Rand is telling her no means no, and it gets to a point where he pushes her back using the power and creates a wall of air around her. And he's like, bitch, go back to Mayenne. Tyr's not going to fuck with you ever again. And then shortly after that, Rand's reflections jump out of the mirror and try to murder him, basically. And it's an insane fight. Like it's like he has to use all of his training from land to survive, because he's not fighting anybody. He's fighting himself, and not just one himself, but 3. And it's funny is I think if they only fight him one at a time. So I have to go, and Nathan and Steve, you're gonna laugh at me, but remember the Z targeting in Legend of Zelda? It's basically that. So you have one bad guy engage you. Yeah. So let's pretend Rand is Link, 3D Link. He takes on one of his reflections. Well, I'm gonna do a little creative. We'll shadow. I'll call them reflection shadow Rands and all that. Kind of like Shadow Link and Ocarina. But he fights one of them at a time. And the thing that the book says is that had all three attacked him at once, he'd be dead. So he takes on each of them one at a time. And then what's funny is I think when all the mirrors shatter, boom, boom, boom. So there's nothing, but there's shards all over the ground, and there's I think he's barefoot. In this.
Yeah.
So not only that, and too bad Pips is not here. Thinking a little Die Hard here, shoot the glass, and then he gets a glass shard in his foot.
It's the wheel of peripheral.
The wheel of peripheral.
Who gives a shit about glass?
The bubbles of evil are
Excuse me. Who cares about glass? There's glass all over cops here.
Those videos got claimed, by the way. All my peripheral videos.
Oh, they did?
Really?
I'm having stuff from 8 months ago get claimed all of a sudden. I don't know what is happening, but
just this week? Just this week?
Just today I had 3 things.
I had a 40-second video that I released last week get claimed.
Yeah, it's like, what is happening?
Oh, that video with the Mario sound effects, the fireball, pew 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 pew. That was awesome. That was hilarious.
But the bubbles are just random occurrences, right? Rand doesn't cause those, right?
Nope.
No, it's the dark one that causes them because the seals are weak. A couple of the seals have been destroyed already. So the bubbles are seeping out. And so that's where I kind of got the idea when I banned all you guys in my Wheel of Prime video. It was the Alex unleashed the book cloak bubbles, and they ended my ban. So sorry. I thought this was an edit. This was something I just came up during the editing process. I was like, okay, this is perfect. So sorry. Check out that video if you haven't. But yeah, so there's a major fight. All the mirrors are destroyed. He engages 3 living reflections, and he gets wounded quite a bit. Like he gets fucked up. He gets pretty fucked up, and no matter what he does, it's just like they don't slow down. They just keep coming at him and at him and at him. You're just like, he's just like you're in his mind, and you're like, how long do I have? I can't do this forever, and all that, and of course, being hurt at the same time, it's just making him weaker, and he can't keep on going it. But even with so he ends up doing the whole Sidene bit, and tries to feel some heat because he's feeling cold, and
I thought with this fight, it occurred to me this time around, like, only one at a time. And it makes sense because if you got 3 mirrors, if you're fighting one, you're moving away from the other, right? And so it actually makes physical, logical sense why one would only attack him at a time, because that's the one that he's facing. It was really kind of I'm not sure what his thought process in writing it was, but
weren't the mirrors were destroyed though? So how that
right?
work?
But in terms of reflections though, if he's around his own reflections, he's moving away from 2 of them and engaging one.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay.
I always viewed it as Rand is an honorable man, so ironically, his twisted reflections are also honorable people.
Well, no, that's
actually good. That's actually a good point.
They're actual physical manifestations of him. So that they're him. So Rand wouldn't attack somebody in the back. So his fake Rands won't either. That's how I took it.
Yeah. Anywho.
So apparently, because he uses Sidene and makes his hand feel better, all of a sudden the reflections burst like a bubble, basically, and they disappear.
Yep.
and he ends up getting some of his strength back, and then he's just like, he's all bloodied up. He's basically all bloodied up, and he's just like, what the hell just happened? Like, so he was using his fire sword, if I remember correctly. I don't think he used Kalendor at all.
Kalendor is not a sword.
Yeah, it's not. It's a sword that's not a sword. You're right. Exactly. I take responsibility. But apparently, so he makes the sword disappear, and because he makes the sword disappear, the reflections just jump on him because he doesn't have the sword, they don't have the swords. If I remember correctly, isn't it? That's pretty much what it is. And they start wrestling with him, and basically. He just, I think what he does is he absorbs them. He uses his Sidene to absorb them.
Yep.
And everything. So, and of course the battle ends. They're all absorbed, and he assumes this must be a Forsaken. This must be the Forsaken must be behind this. And of course, Berlain is still. I think she's still being during that whole time. Berlain is just like still being held by air, I think. And I think he finally lets her go, and she's just like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Too spicy.
Yeah. And then and she's just like, yeah, I think I won't bother you again." And then he's like, "Better not tell anybody."
Correct.
You better not tell anybody. And then he's just because of the fight, he's just weary, and he sits down, he's all bloodied up, and he sits with the sword that is not a sword, and just there you go. That's chapter 2. We finally got through 2 chapters. It's an hour and a half, and we got through 2 whole chapters. And I think we can get through the rest of this pretty quickly, except for chapters 9 and 10. I think chapters 9 and 10 are pretty. Chapters 9 and 10 are pretty important, but
so 3 is pretty quick. 3 is Perrin and Fail are like, well, something fucky just happened. Better go see Rand because he's what causes fucky things to happen. Bearland runs out, and Perrin sees her and is like, "Oh no, I smell danger." And Fail is like, "Hey, Perrin, stop looking at Bearland's ass." And that causes them to have an issue. We get basically then he runs over, and we get Robert Jordan's favorite recurring joke of Perrin walking up to a woman, picking her up, setting her aside, and then walking through the door.
Yeah.
So basically he walks in, he sees Rand. I don't even know what you call this, just pondering his own existence, covered in blood with Kalendor on his lap.
Messed up.
And is all right, so I'm not the only one that had a bad evening tonight. All right, buddy.
Yeah, and so Rand tells Perrin, shut the door. And he tries to apply some pressure on some of the wounds that Rand has, and then of course, especially the one from Falme, that one just kind of, I guess that one opened during the fight. So, but apparently, Perrin's like, he's like, what's going on? And Rand's just like, the Forsaken are probably behind this. And they're like, holy shit, Matt, what happened to Matt? And they don't know. Nobody's seen Matt. So they're like, oh shit. And then we we finally see Ruark. So Ruark comes in and basically tells Rand that the rumors of what happened are starting to surface. People are finding out about this, and behind Ruark is Moraine and Lan, and of course we get the epic stare down between Lan and Ruark. Like two toxic males, just
You get that the two rams with the biggest horns in the crowd.
That's right.
But the most important thing here is Lan tells, I believe, his second of 4 jokes in the entire series when he walks in and goes, "Oh, Rand, I see you cut yourself shaving."
Yes. And Ruark laughs. Ruark smiles. And the tension is gone right there. So Now that's funny. That's funny. Not something stupid. Not something stupid like most shows do nowadays, or not do. I don't know. But so Moraine is there. Basically, she's there to heal Rand. So he has to hold Sidene that can help her, aid her in the healing. But apparently, he's having a hard time grasping the void, the oneness, and all that. So she manages to heal him anyways. But apparently there's still an issue with the wound that he got from Balsamon in the Great Hunt. So I'm curious if that ever, now maybe this is a read and find out, but does that ever get fully healed? Okay, I'll have to.
Yeah, it's a definite read and find out.
Read and find out. Okay.
Hold on just a second too, because that joke was funny. Ruark's response to that, did someone say exactly what he had said? Because it was it's funny. So Land says, "I thought you were old enough to shave without someone to guide your hand," and then Ruark smiles, and then says, "He's young yet. He will learn."
Yeah. So apparently, apparently there's so she basically,
and now we have a romance between Ruark and Land. They're buddies.
Yeah.
they both smile at each other, and they're slight smiles.
Romance. Yeah.
Romance. They're like, oh, my type of guy. All right.
I mean, I like you. I love the next line. Land glanced back at the Aielman, then returned to smile, just as slightly.
We're bros now.
We're
bros now. We're bros now. You and I, we're bros. It's like, yes. Now we get the buddy show. Ruark and Land go kill evil.
Yeah. So this is where Moraine, and I don't remember how she knows this, but maybe because she's the character that just knows things, I guess. So this is where you find out that the bubbles of evil are possibly the reason for the weird shit that just happened in chapter 2.
I think it's just a theory. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought about it too much.
Yeah, she describes it as a miasma, and that it just kind of slips through and
stinks up the place.
Yeah, well, and it's because of the pull of the Ta'veren is so strong. It naturally comes to them, especially because they're so powerful at Ta'veren and they're centralized in one spot.
Because if I remember correctly, the bubbles they travel along the pattern itself, and like you said, the Ta'veren are kind of like magnets. They draw that shit. Mm-hmm. Like if the bubble was an electron, the Ta'veren would be protons.
Yeah,
or a positive nuclei or something like that. Sorry, bring my chemistry to the forefront here. But yeah, so basically the pattern. It basically has something to do with the pattern itself, and so that's basically So we learn about the bubbles of evil, and Moraine's just like, Rand, dude, you gotta make a fucking decision. What is going to happen next? What are you going to do? And I think if I remember correctly, Brand's like, I am not going to war. I am not fucking going to war against Ilion. I think it was his position or something.
Mm-hmm.
So
I love what he just keeps on saying. He's like, it's got to be something that nobody's going to expect. I mean, that's his only concentration in his search. What is nobody going to expect? He's reading constantly and repeating the line over and over again.
He's reading all the prophet. If I remember correctly, he's reading all the prophecies. He's got all the books. He had them bring all the books so that he had that.
Yeah.
So apparently, all right, go ahead, Alex.
I mean, and Land gives the outstanding line. Moraine's pissy, and he says, Rand is only trying to find his way. No man likes to run forward blindly when he knows there's a cliff somewhere ahead.
So apparently there's 2 prophecies.
Chad. I love Rand.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss him.
Sorry. I kind of, we changed the subject. But apparently they talk about Perrin and Ruark are talking about the Dragon Reborn and the He Who Comes with the Dawn prophecy. And apparently Ruark basically says the Aiel prophecy is different. They're not the same. Like they don't see the dragon the same way. And I think they said if Rand doesn't meet all their requirements for the prophecy, I think they're just going to go back to the waste or something, or continue their search. I forget exactly what was said. Oh yeah, they're just gonna leave and continue their search and everything. So that's basically chapter 3. So that's basically it's once again Perrin just goes back and he's like, Fael, get out of here. Go. You're gonna die if you hang out with me. Like seriously. So that's chapter 3. And then we get how many? So we get okay. This is actually a very short chapter. So this is a Tom and Matt chapter. So this is the only time we see Tom in this block of chapters right here. So I thought this actually was one of the few. This was one chapter I actually got through in a single reading. So I actually really enjoyed this one. So apparently he's forging letters to all the different High Lords, just planting some rumors or something, and this is like to help Rand. Rand's got some political enemies and all that, and Tom's helping him with the. This is like the part of the Days Damar, but not obviously not in Chiron, but in Tyr and all that. But apparently, there's a letter saying, "Be wary, your husband suspects the High Lady Altama and everything." so we get these awesome. It's interesting. So, but apparently, Tom is just like he's forging all this stuff, and Matt comes in, and him and Matt are bros now and everything. Ever since the Dragon Reborn, I'm trying to remember what happens. What the fuck happens here?
We just see. This is basically where we find out that Rand is basically doing a great job of meeting with the Tyrant High Lords. It's actually Tom Maryland behind the scenes, just fucking everything up for any anti-Rand sentiment in the city. And this is also foreshadowing a particular relationship that's going to happen.
Oh, I see. So apparently Matt comes back, and Matt's Matt's just like he tells Tom about the about the attack, and Matt thinks Rand is behind it, and he's thinking about getting the fuck away from everything because that's basically how Matt feels. And Tom's just like, well, why haven't you? I mean, we've been here for a while. Why haven't you left? And he's just like, well, maybe it's because he doesn't trust Aes Sedai, he doesn't trust Moraine, he doesn't trust Moraine with Rand. And this is from Tom's point of view. Tom is sticking around because he's looking out for Rand. He doesn't want to leave him in the hands of Moraine, and wants to help with, like you said, the political maneuvering with the High Lords and all that. So
this is also a quintessential Matt chapter in the sense that he's, I'm not a hero. I'm not sticking by my friends because I'm a good guy and loyal to them. I'm only sticking because the women are hot and I'm making a ton of money gambling. See, I'm not a good guy. Hump.
Yeah.
And Tom's just like, all right, buddy. Sure. I believe you.
Yep. And the gold. Yep. And what's funny is every time Matt just he gets this close to leave. He's like, I'm going for sure. I'm for real. I'm doing it. I'm doing it for real. He ends up staying one more day. He ends up making an excuse and ends up staying another day. And Tom thinks it's Ta'Veren. And of course, but doesn't tell Matt. He doesn't tell Matt that after, because Matt hates the word Ta'Veren. He's like, I don't want to be tied to this thing. We're not tied to each other. I don't want to believe it. So that's why Tom keeps stays mum about that. So
yeah, Matt is always in continual denial of what he wants to or doesn't want to do, but can't help but doing. He fights against it with every fiber of his being, with the full understanding I think at the same time it's going to happen. He's always going to help his friends. He's always going to go and fight the battles. He doesn't want to do any of it, but it's just stepping up to the plate.
Yeah. Eldan for $20 You're in it now, nerd man. Or how do you do a good Australian? You're in it now, nerd man. Welcome to the club. This book's amazing, and you'll love it. For your information, Vaya sucks. Okay, that was probably the worst Australian ever.
You know, he's Australian, not Austrian, right?
Oi.
G'day, mate. Let's put another shrimp on the bobby.
Boy, what was I hear a transmission though.
What do you mean? What transmission?
You hear a transmission?
You're not hearing it?
I'm not hearing it.
You hear a transmission? I hear one.
Huh.
It's in the ether somewhere out there. Oi, I hear.
There's no transmission. Nobody joined the continuum yet. No, there's no subscribers.
No transmissions for $20. That's crazy.
$20.
I'm interested.
Well, you know what? All right,
they're
fine.
Australian dollars. They're Australian dollars.
Fine. Here's something. Eldan. Well, I don't know. Eldan. Here's something. This is gonna be terrible, but here it is.
Fuck you, nerd.
Holy shit! What the hell are you doing?
I had it here, so I I might as well use it. There you go.
Jesus
love you, Eldan.
Christ.
We love you.
That's not what I was expecting.
That's not what anybody is
over
expecting.
here. I have access. No, I'm not gonna do it.
That's worse.
Oh,
than
the Mike Ehrmantraut stuff. That's all right. Fine. I'll do a Mike Ehrmantraut.
I just it's one of those things. I
I want to do it.
You're done. You are done.
Go. Okay. Damn. That was so hard.
Surprised he didn't shoot her.
All right. I love you. I love you, Eldan. Thank you so much for that. Thanks for being part of the conversation here. So, but yeah. So what else happens? I think the chapter ends with Tom telling Matt a story, and instead of us hearing the story, the chapter just ends. I thought that was interesting right there. So, there you have it. So that's chapter. That's chapter 4. So, yeah, Matt's like, I'm going to leave. And then they're like, let's play some Stones and I'll tell you a story and all that. So there you go. All right. Now we get the girls for the next 1, 2, 3, 4 chapters, I think. So.
This is when you move the audiobook reading from 1.2 to 1.6.
Is this when you were like I'm bored in Discord? Is that what happened? Nate, move your phone. Nate. Move your phone. There you go. Stop. We're getting the noises. It's always your phone.
It's always.
I heard noises earlier. It wasn't mine.
Oh, okay.
I have to ask you a question. Who is recording your phone calls such that we always get feedback from your mic? Did you do something that the feds are having wiretapped?
No, because I usually my mic's right here, and I always instinctually put my phone underneath my mic, so if a text comes through, it just that interference goes through and just starts going haywire with it. So I got to move it over here.
All right. If you're confident it's not the FBI, we'll believe you.
Yeah, fuck them.
All right. So let's it's in the Wayne chapter. Yay. So apparently they are questioning the two Aes Sedai the two Black Aja that they captured in the Dragon Reborn. Amiko Nagoyan and Joya Bayer. No relation to Child Bayer. Or is it by your... I don't know. I don't know. So,
Okay. So idiot or dark friends? Black Aja.
You know what? The Joya, I think is a dark person. It's not dark friend. It's a dark person. Excuse me.
Ooh.
You know, yeah.
That wasn't funny.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't.
Are you saying she's a scholar?
Yeah. She's a scholar. But apparently, so Joya is definitely a Black Aja. She's a Black Aja, and Amiko, I think, is just an idiot. I think she was an idiot that just kind of got dragged and bullied into being a Black Aja. So I'm gonna forgive her Black Aja status. I'm just gonna call her an idiot. So Alex, write that down.
Wait.
You got 2 free answers, and you only got 50% of the free answers correct.
Hey, it's my truth, dude. It's my truth. Excuse me.
We're not entertaining this. Okay. Summarizing these 2 chapters, the Wonder Girls ineffectively interrogate the Black Aja. Moraine comes and immediately does a much better job because she's not an idiot. And but most importantly, Egwene and Elaine decide that Rand is basically the equivalent of like a dish rag, and that now that Egwene is done with him, Elaine can have him.
Yep.
Swoop in. Elaine swoops in. You know, there you go.
It's like, okay, I do.
I forget. Was it in the Dragon Reborn that we learned that she doesn't love him or something, or was it really? Is it established here? I forgot.
It's sort of, I don't know. I feel like it was established here 100%, but sort of felt it going that way. I don't know if it was really sort of. Like,
yes. Yeah. So apparently, yeah. So okay. So you talked about. So the whole chapter is just them and.
You could say when Min's scooping him in Falme, it sort of, was the end, but.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, it's an Egwene chapter, and we've already spent about 2 minutes too long on it.
Yeah, I agree. So now I think we're on. Now this is an Elaine chapter 6, and Moraine shows up. And Moraine, was Moraine called Rand? She calls him a. Let's see, where the hell is it? Chapter. Okay, here it is. Is a mule-headed stone will full of a man, He's like, yeah. Now he's like, yeah. We breed them that way in the 2 rivers.
Phenomenal line.
So Nynaeve still fucking hates Moraine.
She hates her. Yeah, like, oh god. Still like her mission in life to kill Moraine for what it's all your fault, Moraine. I'm gonna kill you one day.
And then I like how she says 2 rivers women never have any trouble with them.
See, like the show line, the show line where Egwene tells what's her face that I'm gonna kill you. If the show did Nynaeve looking at Moron and saying I'm gonna kill you, I'd see that. I would believe that.
Yeah, and I love Egwene's reaction right here. Like she's like this. You're talking to Moraine like that. She's like, that's a fucking lie. I thought this part was.
You don't give a fuck, man. It's part of, I feel like you bounce back and forth with Nynaeve for a little bit, and then she just goes over the top. But
yeah, so and I like, and the other good moment with Moraine is when she goes like I took notice, especially when listening to the audiobook the first time. And this happens. She just goes up to them. She's just no nonsense, like you said. She's just no nonsense with Joya and what the fuck's her name, Amiko. And she's just like, you know what? If you two bitches keep saying the same shit, we're gonna ship your asses. And then she commands like the guard, like no one's to talk to them, no one's to speak to them. The guards are not allowed to speak to each other. They're not allowed to speak to the prisoners are not allowed to speak to each other. Supervise their food, make sure nobody poisons them, and do exactly as I say, or shit's gonna go down. And he's, yes, I said I. Yes, I said I. So, yeah. So, but yeah. So yeah. So So they're taken. So they're pretty much taken away. They're going to be shipped to the White Tower, I believe. And yeah. So yeah. I forget what else happens. They talk about the so they're trying to figure out what the next move is for Rand, and so that's where we find out about this Terangrial, known as the Twisted Doorways, if I remember correctly.
Yep, Twisted Redstone Door Frame.
And this whole chapter is basically about them talking about the rule. So Robert Jordan established some really particular rules with using these doors. You cannot be fucking stupid when dealing with this. This is like this is a life or death situation. If you are not if you have no conviction, you are going to die. If you talk about any questions happen, so you're supposed to, it's like asking, you're allowed to, each person's allowed to ask 3 questions, correct? And they have to, and their questions have to have nothing to do with that touches the Dark One, because if that happens,
the rules are very important.
Yeah. So,
I mean, yeah, I don't want to say too much.
Yeah, because I know that's a chapter for the next batch of episodes.
Yeah, it's
and that's a chapter that Dane's like, oh, you think chapter 10's good? Read chapter 15.
Yeah, starts heating up.
So
no,
so,
now I always get it mixed up. The eelfin are the wolves, right? The eelfin are the snakes.
I thought it was foxes.
Snakes.
That's what I meant. What did I say? I said wolves. I meant foxes.
You said puppy dogs.
Yeah, puppy dogs. Yeah, the eelfin are the eelfin are snakes. The eelfin are the foxes, right?
The A-fin are snakes. The E-fin are foxes.
See, I don't know why I always got that mixed up. I guess I always put eel with snake. I guess that's why. So the A are the snakes. The E are, so the A are the snakes. The E are the foxes. Okay.
Yep.
So
I always get it mixed up. I don't know why.
So here's another point that was brought up in this chapter. So apparently they're talking about Rand's next move, obviously, and Moraine, I think, is the one that's trying to get him to attack. Like we already talked about this, trying to get to attack Ilion because Samael the Forsaken is the leader, the High Lord of Ilion, and I believe they surmise that the other Forsaken have taken equivalent positions of power in all the other kingdoms. So obviously, I mean, we know of a certain High Lord Gabriel, and then they bring up another character, Ravin, who I assume is Lord Gabriel. I have to read and find that out, even though I know it is, because I accidentally found out. But hey, whatever. I know it. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Camelin.
Classic establishment neocon warmonger. They get their candidate in there for a week and they're already pushing for an invasion. Like,
yeah.
Go, guys.
So, but yeah, so we get that nice little setup. So I'm assuming that's basically what's going to happen in the next few books. There's going to be wars against the other Forsaken. I'm assuming, or maybe there's more to it. I don't know. So yeah, there's they want to there's oh yeah, the other thing that we forgot to talk about, the 2 prisoners talk about Tanchico. Like apparently something can fuck Rand up in Tanchico, and so they have to the girls have to decide whether to go to Tanchico or not. And Tanchico, I believe, is in is it Arad Doman or something? It's another West Coast city, if I remember correctly on the map.
Arad Doman, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, I think it's south of Falmey, Toman Head area. So I'm curious if the Sean Chan are going to show up there. That's going to be, I'm curious because West Coast, so
yeah, it's in Terabon.
Okay, Terabon. Where they have the Terabon rolls and all that. Oh wait, sorry.
Yeah. Read with the map. Read with the map. It makes it easier.
Thanks. Yeah, I will.
No, seriously, it did for me anyways. I always had trouble keeping track of where I was. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they like the map here doesn't have the names of the cities. It just has the names of the um,
Yeah.
places.
All the way on the western coast, it's just south of Falmey.
Yeah, you're right. Interesting. Okay, so all right, so what we got? Naive.
Yeah, they're basically just talking about their plans here.
Okay,
we need to get Rand to do. We need to talk Rand into doing X, and he doesn't want to do it.
Yeah. So, all right. So now we're on the next chapter. Oh, yay! It's more Egwene. Yay! So apparently, so they end up going. Egwene and Elaine go to Rand. Okay, this actually wasn't a bad chapter. I'll be honest.
No.
This was actually
I like this one.
This was actually a pretty good one. So we get to
Rand is a boss.
Yes. So apparently in this chapter they go to Rand and they I think Avienda goes with them or something because Avienda is the one that stays with them the whole time. Or no, maybe they don't. Maybe Avienda doesn't go with them.
Usually those two.
But they encounter,
Moiraine is with them.
Is she? I don't
I
think
thought
so.
she was.
Not yet.
No, not here.
Okay.
So we see Gaul again. So Gaul, the Forsaken, or not Forsaken, the Aiel. Remember with the one that's dead in the show, Gaul. Yes. Is he dead in the show? Has that been confirmed?
Yeah.
No, he's gonna no. Don't forget, he's gonna jump out and go gar and explode. Like, that's his thing. They're saving it up. He's gonna be holding one of the fireworks that Egwene invents. And
yeah. So Gaul is just like, ladies, just a warning. The Rand is really, really angry because the High Lord just came and kind of left and all that. And so like there's they go in and Egwene, they see little evidence of the attack. Everything was cleaned up except there's no mirrors in the room and everything, and there's still some scorch marks. But the room's a mess basically. Books are everywhere. And then she I think she looks at distaste at at Kalendor and it's and the stand it's on. She's like, ugh, this is tasteless. I don't know what to say. And then Rand's just there. He's just hanging out. He's reading a book and everything. And then it's just like Egwene's like, oh dude, Rand's changed. He's not the same. He's not the same young man I knew from the Two Rivers. He's different.
You can't have him, Elaine. I'm a little bit
yeah.
Oh, no, sorry.
So he's like, hey, why are you guys here? What's going on? And they're like, I don't believe what the Aes Sedai say about, females cannot train males. We're equal. We can do this. I don't believe it. I'm going to try. We're going to teach you. I'm going to help. We're going to help you, Rand. We are going to help you. And I don't want to hear about birds teaching fish or fish teaching birds, the fly or birds teaching fish to swim nonsense. That's all nonsense, right? Right. So apparently they talk about we get a nice little comparison right here of how to channel the power. So for the women have to embrace Saidar. They embrace it. It's different for men though. It's different for Saidin. Saidin, you have to take it. And what I thought was interesting when reading this is just basically it's just once again is Robert Jordan putting in the differences between how men operate and how women operate. Like with men, you go out. Men are the hunters. Women are the gatherers. Men are the ones that hunt for the mate. Women are the ones that.
It's a sex metaphor.
It is. I know. Yeah, there you go. Yoink. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, that's what I was thinking when I was reading this. So, yeah. That's the difference. And of course, Egwene's like, I can do two whole. I can do one weave really good. And if I'm lucky, I can do a second weave really good. And what does Rand do? He does 20 weaves, and he doesn't know how the fuck he did it. And so it gets to a point where the tables start dancing. And I'm thinking, how do I imagine this? I'm like, maybe I'll think the Sorcerer's Apprentice, the Disney thing. Yep. I was thinking of the brooms dancing. I was thinking something animated like that. So the tables are dancing. I think what else does he do? He has like this little figurine of what is it? Gold. He has this figurine of gold that he weaves. I don't know if it's not entirely gold. It's also was it aluminum? Oh, silver, gold and silver, and he weaves it. He wants to make I forget what he's trying to make with that little weave right there.
It was a flower, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's probably trying to make a flower, and I forgot. I forgot.
He just melts it into threads.
He melts it into threads, and they're just kind of hanging in the air and all that. And I like how Egwene's like, oh shit.
I love
Egwene has the realization for the first and only time. Oh no, I'm a secondary character in this story.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. That was a night. That was a sweet moment. That was a very sweet
won't be
moment.
done in the show.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, isn't she like? Hey, she was fighting fucking Ishi. She was fighting Ishi. I was like, really? No, why would you fight Ishi? He's such a nice guy. You know what I want to do eventually? I want to make a Randland Subaru dealership commercial. You know, what Steve? It'd be perfect. You and I should do it. Let's do this. Let's make a Randland Subaru dealership. I hear Subaru ads all the maybe because we talk about Subaru stuff. I've been getting Subaru ads every time I listen to some of my videos now.
He can break out his wig and his goatee and
oh boy.
You know. But I love the fact that, you know, she's sitting there just talking to him and he just reaches around with the power and pinches her in the ass.
That's right. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was. I laughed when I read that. Oh God. But yeah. It's totally like the just the nature of the Saidin and Saidar are totally different, and Egwene can't teach them. They were right. You know. Yeah. Stupid kids. Well, think you can reinvent the wheel.
And even then, she still says, "Well, we'll still find a way." Like,
Good luck. Yeah, sure.
Thanks,
and then we get to the main part of this chapter, the payoff. I don't love you, Rand. I like you like a brother. I like you like a brother. And I how does Rand react? He's just like, I don't love you either. You just watch your no. He's like,
but your hot friend over there, what's she up to?
Yeah.
Right. I like redheads.
Yeah, I don't want to marry you, Rand. I don't want to marry you. I don't want, and I don't want to hurt you either. I don't want to hurt you. You're like a brother to me, Rand. You are. I mean it. I mean it. And then Rand's just like he's like, it's like he you think he's hurt, but then he's not. He's just like, yeah, I've changed too. We've changed. You've changed, and you skipped over the learning how to detect what women are channeling, but very important.
Did you miss it?
I don't know.
The tinglies?
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he gets the tingles when women around him channel.
Is that something you missed?
I don't think we just brought it up in the conversation.
No, well, no. It sounds like he didn't catch it in the read. That's just why because it is important. Like Rand gets basically a tingling sensation, like pins and needles, when women embrace the source.
Yeah.
So every time he feels that, he knows somebody's channeling around him.
Yeah, and then I think when he channels, they don't feel a damn thing.
Nope, they don't feel nothing.
So it's interesting.
It's definitely a one up the men have over the women.
Yeah,
but that's specifically unique to Rand, though.
No,
No,
all
Is it
men
not?
can do it.
nope, all men.
Okay.
No, it's like the sinking feeling you get in your stomach when you see a woman with a power tool. Like that's kind of how I've always.
This is why we have Alex on. We have Alex on for
Your
these
fingers,
these
hide
little...
your fingers, hide your toes, right? Yeah.
Alex is just trying to pick a fight with Trip in the comments.
I have been. She hasn't
You
been
run on just to
responding.
waste our coins? Is that literally? Oh shit! Sorry, mute.
Okay, so, but yeah, so yeah, basically, yeah, so yeah, like yeah, she's like, I'm gonna leave you, Rand, and I hope you feel okay. Bye, and that's how chapter 7 ends. And you know who remains behind? Elaine. Let's Elaine decides, I'm gonna scoop this. I'm gonna scoop this bad boy up. I'm gonna scoop this 6'6" hunk, and we're gonna do shit.
Whatever.
So. But yeah, so she's this opening chapter, this opening part of the chapter is just so funny. You're in her mind, and she's just like, Rand, I like you, Rand. And then she's telling herself, don't come off too strong, Elaine. Don't come off too strong. And then Rand's just like, kiss me, Rand. Okay. And then they do some stuff, and then she's like thinking about Berlane. Like Berlane lives rent free in her head. Like that. Like she has issues with it. I'm hoping this sets up a fight between Elaine and Berlane. Like they're just grabbing each other. They're ripping each other's hair, or they're pulling each other's hair, and they're doing.
Sorry, you're not gonna get that.
Not Elaine.
No mud, and no.
Berlane's pretty much learned her freaking lesson when it comes to Rand.
Yeah, Verlaine wants nothing to do with that.
Zero to do with Rand.
Yeah, I mean, well, she was tied. She was tied to a wall. Sorry, dropped my book. She was tied to a wall, watching reflections, trying to murder.
So remember how we said Berlane's no idiot? Well, she only needed to be told once, and she's like, "No, I'm good.
Sorry.
I'm good with the." Well, wait. Doesn't she? Yeah, like it's only the once. He calls her once, and she's like, what? It's like, why do you want me in here? Get the fuck out of here.
And then the only other concern that she has is Min. Min's the other contender for Rand and all that. So,
yeah.
And
I love the conversation just from the standpoint of going through her mind. She's like, oh, this, and she got all these different things going on her mind, while at the same time Rand's just kind of like, well, I like you too, and I like you in that way too, and then he's just being so matter of fact about it. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah.
I have to read some of this.
She's trying to play a fucking game with it.
Yeah. It was okay. So he says, he's like, I am not as much of a fool as I sound, my lady. It is every day. It isn't every day someone tells you that they don't love you, my lady. And then she's like, if you call me that again, I shall call you my Lord Dragon. And curtsy, even the Queen of Andor might curtsy to you, and I am only daughter heir. Light, don't do that. I will not.
No.
If you call me by my name, call me Elaine. Say it. Say it.
You shine like Elaine. The sun, Lord Dragon. Oh, sorry. Hark. Sorry.
I would absolutely have loved it if he looked at her and said, "Call me Lord Dragon." So, are we talking about some role play here, or
you can call me Lord Dragon?
Rand's internal monologue here was quite literally 2 arms, 2 legs, pretty face, knockers like Abby Shapiro. Done. Let's get married today. Like,
I have a dragon in my pants. I could show you.
I gotta go
He's
slowly.
got one eye and spits fire.
That's gonorrhea.
I gotta take this seriously. If I don't, he'll think I'm just a foolish girl, and he will be right. Oh God, this is funny. And then he tries to make her a flower with the feathers. So he destroyed the bed. I forgot to bring up. He destroys the bed, the feather bed, all the feathers all over the place. So he tries to create. He grabs a whole bunch of feathers. Like I'm gonna make a flower for you, my lady. Oh, I can't make a flower for you, my lady. God damn it! Yeah. I guess. Yeah. You can't make a flower. So there you go.
That refractory period is a bitch.
Yeah. Oh, let's see what else has to. So apparently she's like, are you sorry that you pinched us? And he's like, no, you two bitches deserve that. Okay, he didn't say it that way, but he's like, yeah, you guys deserve the pinch and all that. Hey, at least you're honest. So, and then of course we get the High Lords. The High Lords come in. High Lords are here. And they basically, Elaine leaves. Elaine leaves, and I forget how does she part with Rand or something?
Hot and bothered.
Hot and bothered. Okay, that makes sense. So she leaves, and Rand is alone with the tyrant. So we meet some of the lords. There's Sunaman. There's Carleon, there's Tadosian, and there's Mylan. And they talk about, he's like, you assholes need to lower the taxes. Nobody can afford your shit. And they're like, well, if we lower the taxes and then we eventually raise them again, they're going to rebel. They're going to revolt against us. Like, shut up. Like, seriously. So he's just like
the part where he threatens to hang them all.
No, I think that's the next chapter. It's the next chapter right before a certain Selene shows up, I believe. So
you're gonna send Grey to carry it, you bastards.
Yeah, there you go. And so what's funny is while he's doing this, while he's talking, while he has to maneuver around these High Lords, he is thinking about Elaine and Egwene the whole time.
Wouldn't you be?
Yeah.
He's just a kid, man. He's still like, yeah, he's threatening to hang people and tell people to, but this is a kid and just had a queen, a hot ass queen, be like, yeah, that's
right.
Let's do it.
It's the boner shift.
I mean, good Lord, his dragon is full attention, man.
So yeah, he says, the Lord Dragon wish to see us, Sunaman manage. Then he's thinking, could Egwene and Elaine have worked it up between them? Of course not. Women did not do things like that any more than men. Did they? It had to be coincidence. Elaine heard that he was free and decided to speak. That was it. Taxes, he barked. The tyrants didn't move, but they gave the impression of stepping back. How he hated dealing with these men. He wanted to dive back into the books. And then they go on about taxes and yeah. And yeah. So
if every congressman in the world, every time they woke back up from not paying attention, went, "Yep, we're lowering the taxes," America would be a utopia.
Oh my god! Let's not get into politics. Let's not get into that here. So apparently, so basically, there's points where he notes certain Carleon and Tadosian never meet each other's eye, confirming the suspicions from Tom's timely note. And yeah, and they talk about setting bad precedent. Rand stands in front of Kalendor in order to remind them of who he is. I'm the Lord Dragon. You will do as I say. He thinks, of course, he thinks about the women where he talked about that. And then the conversation turns to the excess grain stockpiled in Tyr. Rand uses his understanding of dealings between the Watch Hill, Devon's Ride, and Emmons Field during hardship and orders the High Lords to offer the grain to Ilion or Altera with help from Mayene ships in return for leaving the small nation alone as he promised.
I don't know why I said Kirhian. It's definitely alien. Yeah.
Yeah. And then one of the lords objects, and he says, basically, he gets angry and tells them to go away, to get out or to leave or something. So, and then we get more Egwene. This we get some more Egwene right here. It's like we can't get enough Egwene already. So there you go. So apparently, so Egwene meets up with Matt, and basically, Matt's just like, can you do something? I'm having these visions. I'm having these memories that I've never had. So like, what the hell's going on with me? And what's funny is while that's going on, an older woman who is like at least 10 years Nynaeve's senior, or at least that's what she thinks it is, a more filled out, lady. Find out that they're screwing. She winks at him, and he's just like, and everything. So we get that nice little
Rapscallion.
So there, and then of course, they just talk about the, just like he wants some advice on what to do about the holes in his memory, and she tells him go to Moraine. He's like, no Aes Sedai. And then she tells him about the doorways that Moraine brought up earlier, that twisted red stone door frame that will answer the questions. And then she once again explains I think she explains the rules to Matt, saying you can't fuck around with this thing. Don't do anything unless you get Moraine's permission and everything. And Matt promises not to go unless his life depended on it. So
yeah, that sounds like the exact same thing to say to Matt to get him to not do something, huh?
Mm-hmm. Literally telling like a 7-year-old, okay, you have to promise not to do this thing. Like literally, the second your back is turned, that kid's jamming that fork in that light socket and fucking blowing every fuse in the house.
All right. We're in the we're in the final part. We're in the last 2 chapters now. So this chapter right here starts very interestingly. We go from one character. It's more or less this chapter is more like a narration from what I read last night. So we start off with I believe we start off with Matt again, and he's going out into the town. He's playing stones. He's going to the different ends. He's gambling and doing stuff, and he doesn't know what happened. Tom has been doing stuff somewhere else. He hasn't seen him for a while. And what's funny is as all this is going on, Perrin, it kind of transitions to Perrin. I like how it transitions to Perrin. So Matt's going out, and then Perrin is also out on the town too, but not for the same reason Matt is. So Perrin is trying to figure out a way to get rid of Fael. He's trying to find out if there's like a mission or another hunt that will have glory so that he can get rid of Fael. Or an adventure. He's looking for an adventure for Fael so he can get rid of her, basically.
Same, buddy.
And he's just like, okay, he's hearing about there's riots in Galdon. There's mass madness in Ilion. What is this mass madness? Don't tell me. Read and find out, of course. Famine in Kyrian, and there's Trolloc. Of course, we all know about the Trolloc. There's apparently there's report on additional Trolloc raids in the Borderlands. And he's like, okay, can't send her to any of these places, so I guess I'm stuck with her.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. But he's going to try. He's going to keep looking. He's going to keep trying to find her an adventure so that she can, do something, and be away from him. And then we transition to Egwene, and of course, Egwene and Nynaeve they're still interrogating Joya and Amiko, and they're not making any progress except we learn about there's plots. Black Ajah plots to free a certain Mazrim Tame, who is another false dragon, I believe. So, is this Mazrim Tame as important as like Logain or something? Are they very different characters? Read and find out. Read and find out. All right. And so apparently there's some device in Tanchico that can bind the Dragon Reborn or something. That's what they keep telling. So so apparently, so there's that, and then of course Tarvalon. There's nothing. Nothing's been coming from Tarvalon. So Moraine, in response to Moraine's pigeons about matters from Tame, and of course there's Avienda and Egwene are hanging out, and of course Nynaeve is hanging out with Land for good reason. Why not? And of course Elaine and Rand are still doing their thing for a few days. I think this takes place over the course of 2 or 3 days or something. And Elaine's basically teaching Rand politics, how to politique and all that. I think how to handle the High Lords and everything. And I believe what she says is never ever look like you don't know what you're doing or something. I think is what she says, especially when you're making a decision or something. So apparently, Egwene is taking a bath. She takes a bath here, so it's not Moraine taking a bath; it's Egwene taking a bath here. And I think that's it. And then we get another one. Elaine. I already talked about Elaine giving advice about governing a nation, and and I think he's falling more in love with her. And and she's really she likes it. She likes it. What can I say? A few days left. Why not? Have a good time. And now we're finally on Rand, and this is the meat. This is the meat, and I'm gonna get it raw. I'm gonna get that meat raw right now. So, all right. So this is, I think we already talked about the High Lords and the ships and the grain. And if you don't do this, I'm going to hang the two of you.
Yep.
So some Melion and Suman.
Let's just say that the whole grain situation thing works. Just remember it. Just remember the grain thing.
Remember the grain. Remember the
Remember the grain.
8 books from now. It's
remember the grain.
It really pops off.
And don't think Robert Jordan didn't plan ahead with his payoffs. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. So apparently, like apparently they bring in a treaty. He burns the treaty, makes them write a new one, and then they have to meet with Berlain to write it. And like he says, you don't do this, if you don't do this by tomorrow evening, I'm gonna hang you both. Everything.
Yes, and then I'm going to start hanging High Lords 2 by 2 until the treaty is done.
At noon every day.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yep, that's right. He's not fucking. He's not fucking.
No,
he's like, you want to fuck around, find out. That's what he's basically telling the High Lords.
It's just like this. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry. No. This is a guy that really wouldn't think about harming a person just a book ago, and he's hangings at noon until you get this shit right. I'm done fucking around with you guys. I'm done fucking around. Do what I say, or I'll just hang you.
By tomorrow midday, you will have offered her the treaty I want, or by sunset tomorrow, I'll hang both of you. If I have to hang High Lords every day, 2 by 2, I will send every last one of you to the gallows if you won't obey me. Now, get out of my sight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on. Just can you imagine the milquetoast Rand on the show ever giving that freaking?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
God.
I can't imagine the milquetoast Rand pulling out Kalendor and saying, "I am the Dragon Reborn."
He's not even going to be in charge of anything when he leaves for you. Yeah. That's crazy. Sorry. Go ahead.
I think Egwene's going to be. Yeah, they're all dragons. Everybody's a dragon now.
He's going to take Falme. Woo! What a seat of power.
Our current Randall Thor is afraid to tell the fast food worker that they forgot the fries in his drive-thru.
Yeah, it's just like oh yeah, where's he at going into the waste in Shadow Rising? Well, he's sacked the unsackable city and has taken it for himself, and he's heading off to the waste. It's like the show. freaking
So
a fire dragon on a freaking tower, and he's in charge of nothing. Sorry.
So I like Gadfly's comment here. I can imagine him doing it, and then having Moraine say something like, "Shh, shh, shush now. The adults are talking.
Get in the bath. Get in the
Get
bathtub.
in the fair. Get in the fair.
Go get some pails and fill up my bathtub, bitch."
Because I can use the power now again.
If you don't do it, that horse is going to get it. The horse is going to get it.
And pinching him on the bum. He's going to pinch him on the bun. He's like, "Go get my water, bitch."
Yeah.
But now with the power, she'll actually pinch him. That's
Stolen valor.
So I like so they're gone now, and he looks at the heron marks on his palms right here, and we get the prophecy right here. Twice and twice shall he be marked, twice to live and twice to die. Once the heron to set his path, twice the heron to name him true. Once the dragon for remembrance lost, twice the dragon for the price he must pay. So I'm curious what the last two mean. We can find out, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's
Yep.
So obviously, he got the first heron, if I remember correctly, in the Great Hunt when Balsamon basically attacks him. So I wasn't sure if that was real in the Great Hunt when I first read it. So apparently that was in Teleron Riyadh. They were in Teleron Riyadh, and that's how Balsamon, got to him and did burned. So Rand held the sword, and because he held the sword a certain way, Balsamon burned the sword or made the sword, really hot to the point where it burned his hand. And that's why he has the. That's why he has That's why he has the heron mark on his hand.
Held it a certain way. You mean by the handle?
By the handle. Yeah.
Just
and then when he sheaves the sword at the end, the second heron, when he stabs Balsamon, the same thing happens to the sword. The sword gets really hot because Balsamon's fire.
Lava. Yeah.
Yeah, basically. So when he stabs him in the heart, the sword gets hot, and the sword's gone. Heron mark sword's gone. It's history. Yeah. All that's left of it is what's on his palm. So that's the two. So the other two, yeah, we'll find out. And look who shows up. Celine. Remember Celine, everybody?
One hot piece of ass.
Oh yeah.
So apparently, so Celine's like, "What are you doing here, Celine? Shouldn't you be in Kyrian?" I'm here because I wish to be here. It's just how that's how it works, huh?
Yeah,
and then she's like,
"I have love for a redemption story."
Celine, she doesn't have a redemption story.
Got the reaction I wanted from Alex.
No, Steve had a pretty good one as well.
Yeah.
You know, Steve is in a bad mood when he kind of presses his lips together, like.
He's like saying "fuck you" with his mind.
The redemption of Celine. Yeah, that sounds like something I want to fucking hear about. Great. Pussy whipping of Rand. Let's do that too.
So apparently, Celine's like, "Hey, you've changed. You're not the same as the last time I saw you. You're different now.
I'm not a virgin anymore.
You're hard. You've gotten harder, dude. And you are now
a queen,
mine,
lady. I mean, come on.
And you are now mine. I am not Celine. I am Lanfear, and I am a chosen. All right, that was bad. That was terrible. But yeah, he's like, "No, Celine, you're just playing with me. You're not. Wait a minute. I can't feel it. You're shielding me, you bitch." And then it's like, "Oh, wait." And then she changes. She transforms. She goes from sweet Celine to Lanfear right there. And it's like, whoa, she's even more beautiful. Lanfear is more beautiful than Celine. Shit. So apparently, and he's like, "Are you here to kill me then, Lanfear?" And she's just like, no. I'm trying to remember what happens
Did you
next.
freeze?
Yeah, I did.
You're mine, Louis Theron, you piece of shit.
Hey, I'm not Luce Theron. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are Luce Theron. My name is Rand. My name is Rand.
It's pretty much, well, you sure are looking and acting a lot like Louis Theron recently. And then, but I love you. And Rand's like, you don't love me. You love power. And they're,
You like all the hangings.
yeah.
Like, you are one of them. And then he's just like, yep. And I think it's like, and then she's like, I cannot trust you fully. I cannot trust you fully, Luce Theron. Not yet. Not with that, certainly. And then she's like, yeah, because he's right next to Kalendor. And there are only two more powerful than a man. There are only two more Terangriel than, or is it Terangriel or is it Saangriel? What was it, Alex?
Sangreal. Yeah.
That was a Sangreal.
Yeah, okay. Kalendor is a Saangriel. And so apparently she reveals that there's two other Saangriel out there that are actually more powerful than Kalendor.
Yes.
And so basically she's just like, yeah. Trying if I remember.
She starts then talking about Asmodean.
Asmodean. Yeah, she talks. Asmodean is willing to teach him. I'm assuming Asmodean's a dude.
Yes, Asmodean is a Forsaken.
Okay, so Asmodean will teach Rand how to channel or to control his channeling. And once their uses are done, then she wants her and Rand to be the top dogs for the Dark One. And
wait, that's not what she says, is it?
She says 2 great Sangreal were made just before the end. One that you can use, one that I can. Far greater than that sword. Their power is beyond imagining. With those we could challenge even the great Lord himself, even the Creator. She is batshit crazy mad for power.
She wants to take out the Dark One and then take out the Creator and rule over everybody as gods. That's what she wants.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, her motivation in the show is so much better. God damn. Oh, sorry.
And you get mad at me for saying what I said.
So much more interesting. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then we get this is Samael's Gray Man, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I assumed it was. Is it clear? Yeah, because it's got the bees on it, right? Doesn't it?
Yeah, I thought so. The alien bees
on it.
Yeah. So the Gray Man comes and the Gray Man sneaks into the room. Rand pushes Lanfear out of the way, and he kills the Gray Man with how's he kill with this flaming sword? Yeah, he gets the flaming sword out in time. And she did you do this, Celine, or did you do this, Lanfear? She's like, no, I have no use for the soulless. So it must have been someone else. So he's like, oh, wait a minute. If that Gray Man got in, and there's Aiel outside, fuck. Well, then he goes outside the door, and I read this. It says, he's like, what did you do to the Aiel outside? And Lanfear's like, nothing. Don't go. Do not. She's like, I wouldn't go out there if I were you. This may only be a test. This may be only a testing to see how vulnerable you are. But even a testing may kill you if you're an idiot or a fool. And then I love the last sentence of this chapter. I read this. He flung open the left-hand door onto a scene of madness. And here we go. We're at the chapter. The stone stands. The stone stands. Rally to the stone. The stone stands. The stone stands. Sorry, I just had to do that again. It was fun. It was fun recording that. It was a lot of fun recording that. So this chapter, okay. So far, and if I said anything bad about this chapter, Pip said he would disown me. So So luckily for Pips, I love this chapter. This was a great fucking chapter. Like, this will never happen in the show. Never.
Okay. Yeah.
Never.
Past it.
Never. Like, the only chapter that is up there with this is the I mean, the grave. The grave is no bar to my call. Would tie with this chapter. It's probably the best chapter I've read so far, and maybe the flicker would come in a close second.
Fair.
And of course,
Yeah.
the end of the Dragon Reborn, and I mean this might be
the Great Hunt. No chapter on the Great Hunt.
I said the
sorry,
I was talking to the grave is no bar to my call.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry.
So
Ethan was distracting me.
Yeah.
His
So
fault.
Apparently there's Trollocs and there's Murdral, and they've gotten into the stone and they're killing everybody. And the defenders, even though they still outnumber the Trollocs, they are getting their butts kicked. People are dying left and right, and he's trying to rally them up. He's trying to rally everyone up. But before he does that, he's like, I'm going to say it again. Where is it? Fade. Try me, fade. And the way, and as much as I thought I did a decent job, it's nothing compared to how Kramer did it. That etched into my, the way he made Rand sound was totally different. Like, he sounded totally different as Rand than he did in the earlier stuff. And I as a new reader took note of that right away. So yeah, that was just.
Well, he actually, if you pay attention, the whole way he portrays Rand from basically now on is different. Like, if you listen to how he voice acts Rand from the Dragon Reborn forward, it completely changes. He gets harder and harder, and you can tell. That's why the guy's a freaking pro. I mean, Kate Redding too, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Rosamund Pike doing this?
Oh my God, she did record this. No, wait, no, she didn't. Sorry. Oh, we're gonna get to see her. The stone stands. The stone stands.
It'll be some breathy back of the foot.
Fade. Oh my God! Shut up.
Yeah. She'll be standing there with the book. The stone stands. Try me, fade.
Try me, fade. Oh.
I am an actor.
Do you think I did a better? Do you think I could do a better job than her?
100%.
Dude,
100%.
You could
do
fucking
better
be
more Rain than
strangled
her.
and say it, and it would be better than her.
Do a better Lorraine than her. Love it.
But yeah, so apparently, he engages the fade, and he manages to. I think he manages. He hits the Thakandar blade, deflects, or I forget how he does it, but he hits the sword, and he manages to get another. He manages to knock it out of the way, and then behead the fade. And what's funny is
he goes right through its skull.
He does. Oh. I misunderstood the words then. Oh well. Yeah. So yeah, Murdral flowed towards him, leaped the dead man in front of the doorway to meet it. His boots skidded on the bloody black marble, and rallied the stone. Stone stands. Skid nearly cost him his life. His red gold blade barely turned the Murdral's black one as he fought for balance. He's still screaming that out.
Rand fought as coldly as he ever had.
Yeah.
And as desperately. The Fade knew the use of the sword. The instant came when he could strike a blow squarely at the sword itself, but not merely divert it. And with a hiss as of ice falling on molten metal, the red gold blade sheared through the black. His next blow took that eyeless head from its shoulders. The shock of hacking through bone shivered up his arms. Inky blood fountained up from the stump of its neck. The thing did not fall, though. Thrashing blindly with its broken sword, the headless figure stumbled about, striking randomly at the air.
That's why I thought he got beheaded, because it literally says
Yeah, like
the head.
he sliced the blade and
Yeah.
then he took his head off.
Okay, that's what I thought. So, and then of course the because once again when a fade is when a fade gets beheaded, it doesn't die until it realizes it's dead. Okay, all right, you got it.
Fade! Rand shouted. Try me, Fade!
Yeah.
Yeah, try me, fade. All right.
Love it. That's a soundbite.
What's up, Silverlock, and what's up, LPK? So yeah, so we're on. So you guys made it just in time. So yeah, so the Murdral is dead, and what I loved is after this he rallies everybody and they go off and they start engaging all the Trollocs, and I like how he's leading the attack. He's leading as they're going deeper and deeper into the stone. And what's funny is like as he's engaging and they're all engaging different Trollocs, like he has 20 people following him, and then they all fall, and then more eventually join as they get further and further inside. And it gets to a point where he comes across other. I don't remember if he came across other fades. Did he come across other fades?
Don't think so.
They're fighting each other.
Yeah. So apparently, but he runs. He sees Lan and Moraine fighting. He sees them fighting from far away, I believe. And of course, we get to see how awesome Lan is with the sword. Like, there's a point where he manages to save Moraine several times from attack from behind, and then of course the Rand ends up being attacked by the Trollocs again, and then he's free, and then you're just feeling this the entire time. You're just like, oh shit, like, this is chaotic.
Chaos, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're chaos.
I think, and because of Robert Jordan's experiences and war and all that, has really, really contributed to the way he wrote this chapter and all that. And apparently, we learned there's Dark Friends too. There's Dark Friends fighting. There's Dark Friends in the fight too. They're I forget if they're people outside. Are they tyrants? Or they're the tyrant Dark Friends, or they're people from outside of from Tyr?
I don't know if it ever specifies.
Yeah. So, Trollocs are killing Trollocs, and then there's a point, I think, where a Trolloc saves his life or something. Yeah, there's a point where Trolloc saves his life, and I forget, was that the work of Lanfear? Because Lanfear,
she says no.
Yeah, she says okay. So we get the lizard, and he uses us. He kills a Trolloc, feasting on a dead noblewoman. He kills it on a sneak attack called the Lizard and the Thorn Bush. But the first fallen Trolloc causes him to stumble. He misses, and I think it falls on him. And instead of before the Trolloc can kill him, another Trolloc kills it and leaves Rand alone. So yeah. And then, of course, there's Murdral fighting Murdral or something. I'm not sure why. Why would Murdral fight Murdral?
I assumed it was Lanfear, but she denies it, like Alex said. But
oh yeah, that's right. So
I mean, I don't know. I always assumed it was her helping, but
so yeah. So we get.
I don't know what other explanation there really is, to be honest, unless.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, there was also a point where he's commanding, and I forgot to bring this up. This is actually pretty cool right here. He's like, he's commanding the men, wipe those spear points. A Fade's blood will etch steel like acid if it's left on long enough. So,
stuff coming back from the Great Hunt, maybe? No, Leader of Men. Oh, sorry, my bad. No, seriously, the whole Great Hunt was preparing him for this fight right here.
Yep. and then they're like, for the stone and the Lord Dragon, and and then that's where that's basically what happened. So trying to think. So
yeah, I think I agree with you, Steve. They had to have been Lanfear. I mean, it kind of backs up what she says in the previous chapter when she, says, "Kill you. I mean to have you forever. You were mine long before that pale-haired milksop stole you. Before she ever saw you, you loved me." So I mean, it's all.
I mean, the thing is, like, I thought it was always that, and it's like, but there's also I don't know, it's Trollocs, right? So I don't know. It had to be her, right? I
Yeah.
mean, I know there's a no kill order on him right now from the Dark One, but I mean, it's a Trolloc, right? I mean, I don't think they're that nuanced, right?
The only possible other explanation is him killing that one Mirrodral set confusion among the Trollocs that were under
Maybe
that
that they were just in blood rut, or like just.
I thought they all die. They all die when they when their Murdral dies.
No, they flee. They go crazy. They kind of run around.
Really?
Yeah.
I swear they die. They all die in this.
Nope. They tend to.
They do all die for another reason though.
Yeah, they tend to grab their heads like the mind control that's on them snaps, and it drives them crazy.
Yeah. And Yanan basically says it's Lanfear Shadowspawn versus Samael's Shadowspawn. Huh. Okay.
All right.
Interesting. So, all right. But yeah, so I think there's a little bit. So Lanfear. So basically, so Lanfear is basically like, hey, she's like, the offer still stands. Let's work together. You can try and attack me, but I know everything you know. And I like how when he tries to weave her, she easily undoes the weave and everything. Yeah. So, but he does try to he does use air on Lanfear the way he used air on Verlaine earlier, but she easily frees herself, doesn't even bother really fighting back. And she's like, you probably should get Kalendor, because Samael might come and take it. Just saying. Like, it can be used by other male channelers. And he's like, oh fuck, I left it alone. So then he goes and runs back and grabs and goes and gets it. He sees Piran fighting. Piran and Fail are fighting the Trollocs and everything. And then he gets back, gets to the sword, and pulls on Sidene on the Angreal, and basically feels the taint, and then starts dispatching Shadow Spawn. But there's just too many Shadow Spawn to the point where people are dying quicker than he's killing them. So ultimately, he's just like, I need to do more. I need to kill them all at once. And then he just starts feeling the power. He starts feeling the power, and then like some sort of ring wave starts appearing above him, and then it takes the shape of it takes the shape of something, just like a head or something, and then it just goes really quickly throughout the entire stone and kills all the Shadow Spawn with lightning, if I remember correctly. Is that how it is?
Yep, lightning, silver streams.
Whatever the fuck weave that was. Woo!
Yeah.
I will say that is one thing that I really have forgotten. I don't know why. In my head, all of the magic in this series seemed far more like limited. Like, no, they just fucking send it in this.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's Rand has no idea what he did. Lewis Theron it's like that's just a memory buried deep in his freaking soul. He didn't know how. He still doesn't know. He never does. I don't think he ever does that weave again.
Yeah.
He tries.
He tries, but he never does it. Right? I don't know. Not even like I don't think he ever is able to accomplish that weave again.
The The Shanshan ships.
Okay.
Yeah. Something to read and find out.
But it doesn't work the way he wanted it to.
Okay.
But yeah, go ahead, Brian.
So now the Shadow Spawn are all dead. So Moraine comes back and they're just like she commands Land to stay away from our Rand. And this is where it gets heartbreaking right here. So there's a dead girl. There's a dead girl sprawled on the floor, and Rand tries to use his channeling abilities to revive her. And she's like, "Don't do it. That's something only the creator can do, and you're not the creator, Rand. You're not the creator." And yeah, he fails. He fails, and he does a wharf. He does a wharf, and he howls in the air and everything. I guess the girl's gonna go to Stovacor. Alex, you get what I'm saying.
Yes,
I just had to bring Star. I had to bring Star.
Yes, there is. This is not a Lazarus situation.
No.
Yeah, this is. I just absolutely love this whole thing. I mean, we see the cost of just battle, and we see the catastrophic impact to everybody else outside of the ones involved in battle, even though they suffered as well. Yeah. And Rand is just absolutely freaking broken by this. And this is what pissed me off so much about episode 8 of season 1. When Egwene's tears just fucking healed Nynaeve from death. I was like, fuck this bullshit.
So was Nynaeve dead in that show?
Did she look dead?
She was
yeah.
Had a striking resemblance to Amalisa in that same scene.
So they Judkins literally made the makeup coordinator come out and apologize and say, "I'm sorry, we overdid it with the makeup. Nynaeve isn't dead. We made a mistake."
No, bullshit.
She's dead. I saw what I saw. She's dead. Like,
yeah,
it's like there are these things called editors, like in reshoots. Reshoot the fucking scene, bro.
Yeah. Oh, but COVID.
So no. It was all bullshit. They killed her and they revived her, and this was a walk back. But sorry, let's not get off on the show. But yeah.
But I love the fact that they sit there and it is specifically stated that it takes a much greater power than any human living to be able to undo death, and the pattern has to spit back out, or it's the creator or the Dark One. It's fucking awesome because it cements stakes in the whole thing.
Well, and this dabbles a little bit with that later, the power greater than any human, doing something akin to that later. But just Rand in that scene it's just heartbreaking, right? I mean, this little zombified, like this little girl just standing and walking around, sort of this dead little thing.
Yep.
So apparently, from what we learned from Land, apparently the grain barges came downriver and they were filled with shadow spawn. That's where the shadow spawn came from. And they were plugged. They were hooked up in like over 30 wagons or something. And and that's how they got in. That's how they got into the stone and everything. Yep. And then all hell breaks loose. Broke loose, and that's what led to it.
Stone still stood.
Yep.
Stood again.
So Moraine heals him, but gives him enough fatigue so that Rand can fall asleep, and then he does.
So there were wagons and from the boats, so it wasn't wagons on the boats. They wagoned in like a bunch of them, and they also it came in two ways.
Yeah.
Which could lend credence Lanfear versus Samael's Dark Spawn.
Yeah. So, yeah. Does it say, or is it the next chapter or something that they confirmed that was Samael? Because I didn't see any indication it
I
was
think the
Samael.
bees are on the knife, so I think you well, I guess.
On the knife of what, the Gray Man?
Yeah, which we don't know. Hold on. I don't want to mess this up. I'm trying to think. How do we know it's Sam? Do we learn? I think it's Samuel maybe later.
Yeah, I think we do.
Maybe we're ahead of ourselves.
Now, if I remember correctly,
he's just the only one that's trying to get at Rand at the moment. Robin has better things to do. Nobody else is really playing the game.
But is it out there? Like, where is it out there? Is it from something Lanfear says that Samuel's out after him? Like, I'm trying to remember where it physically says that Samuel is.
Yeah, Lanfear says a couple times that Samael is after him, but also remember the entire thing is Moraine is also telling him, "Dude, you need to go invade Ilion right now." Samael's there, and he's going to.
That's it. Okay, that's
it. And Yanan is right. Tyr and Ilion have been rivals for 1,000 years. They're always itching to get at each other.
Yeah. So. What was I gonna ask? Yeah, so okay. So if I remember correctly, in the Dragon Reborn, when they're in Ilion, the Gray Men, were they sent by, I forget what the Gray Men, were they sent by Samael, or were they sent by someone else?
Nope, Samael as well.
Because I remember the dogs, the hounds, were sent by Samael.
Those are definitely his, yeah.
But were they the Gray Men when they got attacked in that inn? Were they also Samael's, or were they someone else's? If I remember.
I think they're all Samael's.
Yeah, pretty much everything at this point is Samael. Robin's got better things to do. Grandel's fucking around.
Yeah, Samael found a stasis box full of goodies.
I don't think they mentioned Grendel yet. They mentioned Asmodean, they mentioned Mogedion, they mentioned Ravin, and they mentioned, obviously we know about Samael. So yeah, okay, all right, well, so Rand gets some sleep, but before that he tells them that Lanfear showed up. And, he says he believes her. He says he believes that she wasn't behind the attack. And Moraine's like, yeah, you're no match for her, dude. Don't engage her yet. And she's not gonna do anything to you as long as she believes that she can get Lews Therin back. She's not gonna do anything to you. So be careful with her. Mm-hmm. At least that's how I interpret. That's how I interpreted what Moraine was trying to tell him. And then so Rand's just like, all right, well, you know what? I'm gonna we're gonna talk about what the next move is, and that's how the chapter ends. That's how the Stone Stand ends, and that's where we're at. That's where I'm at in the books right now. So Shadow Rising. So so we got through it. 3 hours in, dude. Guys, thanks for sticking with me.
I like this comment.
Yeah,
whether it's true or not, but it's a good comment.
It is.
The whole Days to Mar thing comes into play here. Is it Samael, or is it someone trying to set up a conflict between Rand and Samael? Question everything. All right, I'll definitely keep that in mind. Interesting. That'll make it a more interesting read going forward. So, this was an awesome chapter. Stone Sands was awesome. Like, I was reading it the entire morning, couldn't get my eyes off the page.
Yeah, it kicks off stuff that's going to go on the rest of this book. It's just going to.
There's so much layer to this chapter. There's so many things going on.
Oh, dude, you're just getting the Matt chapter. The next Matt chapter is a doozy.
Is it? Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for making me more excited, because I need to be excited. So get me excited.
Matt,
read.
This is where Matt's book.
Yeah.
This is where Matt starts winning the hearts of every reader.
Yeah, well, I mean,
so it wasn't just the Dragon Reborn.
No,
this is where a lot of people, Matt becomes their favorite character.
So
he's on the cover of this version.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Does he get when does he get the hat? Is that does he have the hat, or does he? Okay.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. Keep reading. Yeah.
So here's the thing. There's an issue. Because I saw the Great Hunts. So what So was when Balsamon shows the three Taveran to the Dark Friends at the Dark Friends social, was he showing them their like the way the comic did it was that he showed them how they looked in the future or something? Is that the case?
The Dark Friends Social?
Yeah, the Dark Friends social. So Perrin has the beard.
In the comic, wait, what are you talking about?
Yeah, they're making a Great Hunt comic.
Oh, you're talking about like I don't know. I haven't. I mean,
You haven't seen the images?
I saw
So-
some of them, but I didn't know there was one of the three boys.
Yeah, there's one of the three boys when during the Dark Friends social when he creates versions of them for the Dark Friends to see, and the one they show with Perrin has the beard, even though he grows the beard. I believe in this book, he grows the beard, and then Matt has the coat and the hat.
Yeah, the thing is, those comics can no longer be treated as gospel for the descriptions. They're now closer to the Amazon show than they are the basically orthodox level faithfulness to the source material.
So unlike the Eye of the World, which was Robert Jordan himself supervising and everything. So
as I recall, like the figurine, Perrin's eyes were glowing.
Well, I'm just saying. So if they show him in with the beard and with the hat, it's an error.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's an error.
Why is it me or is somebody's sound like a Geiger counter right?
Not me. I can hear it.
Is
So
it
it's not
me?
my phone.
It might be me. Is it me?
Is your
Yeah. Is you, Steve? Is you?
Phone, where's your phone, Steve?
Show us the phone, Steve.
Where's your FBI, Steve?
All right. Well,
now you're muted.
Yeah, this was fun. This was a lot of fun. It's been a while since we did these, so thank you guys for doing this.
That's good.
I had it turned way up. Sorry.
So,
Good.
Anything, you guys? Any final thoughts? Anything? Any words of any words of encouragement for me to keep reading? Get me excited to keep reading.
If chapter 10 didn't do that for you, then go fuck yourself.
Yeah. You're saying that Pips was going to disown me. I mean, Alex, I'm sure Alex told me get fucked, and Prophet's like we're no longer stringing bros, right?
Well,
right?
I'm on 17 right now, and it just kicks off. I just this is such an incredible series. The first 7 books, whatever, I can't remember. We're just balls out awesome. I just enjoy it.
I don't know. I feel like it just goes like this book. I mean, I need to probably start of reread for these, but I feel like there's just so much going on. It's really good. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Alex.
Get past. I think chapter 1 in this book is a little bit slower, but after that, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, and 10, I think are all bangers. I think there's the little section with the girls there in the middle that kind of lags, but other than that, man, no. This may be the best book as far as bangers to sleepers ratio.
The reason why I asked this question, Trip, is because I'm not exactly sure where this is going. I mean, I'm familiar with Tarman Gaiden, but there's so many books in between that, so I have no idea where this is going to go.
Well, think about it this way. So there are
a lot of storylines in Song of Ice and Fire that I wanted to find out after I read each book. So
where are you reading to?
What's up?
Where are you going to read to? Are you going to read Into the Heart? Is that where you're going to try and get to?
What, for next time?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know yet. I'm gonna assume maybe 12 chapters
Into
this time.
The Heart. Oh, that'd be a good one to.
So I think they leave chapter 22 based on the titles. So maybe you get up to there.
Into the Heart. That's a good one.
Into the Heart. What's Into the Heart?
It's right before the Beyond the Stone.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you think about the paths that we're going to go down, you're going to have paths with the boys, and I think all of those just build it so well. but even when you sit there and get away from them, the Min chapters I find awesome.
Okay.
Just I really enjoy those ones because it does involve the anticipation of visions,
Okay.
and so they work really well. The other gals. Huh?
You sound like the teacher from Charlie Brown.
Yeah, but
you're having mic issues.
I am. Oh,
You were for a second. That was weird.
Yeah.
oh, okay. Yeah, you're, but it's when you sit there and consider all the different storylines there, I'm sitting there thinking about it anyway. You're not going to have a problem reading this book. You're going to be fine.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I was just trying to remember, like, because the way the Dragon Reborn ends, I mean, Balzamon's dead. Like the big bad is dead. So I mean, yeah, there's still the threat of Lord Gabriel, trying to kill the girls and all that. So he's still out there, obviously. There's still the Black Aja that got away, obviously. Yeah, Rand is now the dragon. Or Rand proved to himself he's the dragon, got the Kalendor. So yeah, so now he's in charge, I guess. So yeah, so I mean, just it's kind of like it ends a big part and then it starts another part. So it's like it's building up to something. So kind of how like Storm of Swords was a big roller coaster ride down, and then Feast for Crows is just like another build up and all that. It's the same deal and all that. So, but that's kind of why. That's kind of why, because these earlier chapters, I am anticipating the whole thing with the tower eventually. I am anticipating Emmons Field. So first chapter, I was pretty interested in. I'm not sure where they're going to go with the Shan Shan, or if even the Shan Shan are going to even be a thing in this book. Even though we got Lady Suroth, so I'm not sure about that. So, and then yeah, just the whole batshit crazy bubble thing. I was just like, I didn't really react initially when I listened to it. I was like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, what is this now? And I was just like, the chapter that chapter was interesting, yet it was also, I don't know, I initially didn't like it. I wasn't sure what the hell was going on there. So and I was listening to more of the book, and then I just kind of stopped. Because I kind of lost track of what was going on and all that. And I did hear the stone stands. I did hear all that, but I didn't hear I wasn't listening to I didn't remember the entire thing. So reading it was a little bit more effective and taking it all in for me. So
going through the first time reading is always going to be more effective.
So that's why it took me a very long time to get through these chapters. It's just it wasn't really pulling me in initially. So that's why it took me a long time. So but I read chapters 9 and 10 today. Like I was struggling getting through chapter 8 yesterday. That's why I was bitching about it. So chapter 9 and 10 was kind of really saved it for me. So but yeah, there you go. So
are you having fun, Steve?
Yeah, Steve is really enjoying himself.
I thought
that was there for when what's his name passed away last year and everything. So Green Ranger,
I was there for the stream. I remember. I'm not
okay. Remember, there you go. So
join the Continuum, but not for a giveaway. Not today.
Yeah, consider joining the Bookporeal Continuum. I mean, Steve has a better relationship with his son. Nathan's beard gets longer every time he's a member, and Alex is a rising star. Everybody knows Alex now.
No TLM. What do you mean no TLM? TLM forever.
Tyrant's lives matter.
Channel for that trip.
Yeah, I know, right?
Tyrant lives don't matter.
So, guys, okay. So, but once again, thank you guys for doing this. Guys, have anything you want to plug? Start with Steve.
This wonderful glass.
or this mug. Maybe a Bookporeal life form tank top.
Ooh, I kind of want the tank.
Too. I love this. And if you want a flamethrower T-shirt, there it is, right there.
Bookporeal the flamethrower.
Platform.com. Where's the banner? Where's the banner? Hold on. Where's the banner? Yeah, there you go. It's not a banner. There you go.
The nerdporeallifeform.com.
There you go. You can get yourself
Moich. You got some nerdy moich. There you go.
some moich. And
merchandising.
Yep,
The kids will love it.
Yeah. And yeah, that's it. Oh wait, let me take this down since now I've freaking been screwing around. I did post something on my Discord about possible future Cosmere stuff. So if anybody's interested, go read that and respond or DM me. And yeah, hopefully we'll start that soon. So yep, thanks for having me out as always. And
sign me up for all of those.
Okay, copy that. Yeah, I don't know what form. I don't know what form they're gonna take, other than probably first just sort of general talking about it and then going from there. But we'll see. We'll see how they go. It should be fun talking about it. Did you get in? Did you start reading those books, by the way, the secret projects, or no? Did they work for you, Alex? The links.
You send me the. Oh, I have not. I've been,
all right. Well, just let me know if they don't work. So.
Yeah. Oh, I don't have a resin printer though. So the
no. The books.
Yeah, the books. I get on a flight tomorrow. That's when I'm gonna.
All right. Well, just let me know if they. Hopefully they work. All right. Sorry. Yeah. So there you go. Sunlit Man is good.
How about you, Nathan? You got anything? Any videos? Any projects?
Working on cutting up all the fight scenes for when Prophet and I do the fight scene autopsies for season 2. But I haven't touched them for about a week because I just kind of needed to decompress from bullshit.
Yeah.
So I'll get back on that and look out for stuff on Prophet's channel for that. And then we got this next session in a couple weeks, and then on Lady Balefire's channel we're taking a little bit of a break from the Silmarillion streams. We'll hopefully be up again sometime in November for those, but we'll keep an eye out for those too.
Okay. Alex?
I have 3 scripts drafted. I just need to audio record and video edit. So I probably will have those out never, but probably more like I'm gonna try and get them out sometime in the next 2 weeks.
What are they about?
One was sort of a continuation of Richard from Tudor Ramble and I's conversation about woke, and it is basically defining what the fuck woke is and how it applies to the Wheel of Time. Another was all of the great life lessons in The Great Hunt, and I think the third one is how none of the things the villains did in season 2 of The Wheel of Time made any fucking sense.
Perfect. I'm so tired of hearing about how the villains are so much better.
There's nothing about that show that's better. 70% of 100% of it's dog shit, and the other 30% of that 100% is also dog shit.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say cat shit.
I was gonna say cat piss, but
bum piss.
Nobody ever
San
talks about
Francisco
cat
street shit.
Rooster vomit. Nobody says rooster vomit.
Iguana guano. All right,
Camel barf.
We got to wrap this up.
Yeah, sorry, I'm getting a little loopy. So,
all right, guys. Well, all right. Well, for me, Bookporeal will be this week, hopefully. I'm trying to figure out the day. Thanks, Steve, for showing that while I'm talking. So Bookporeal this week will be with Punkwaddle. So keep an eye out for that. Serial Horror this week on Thursday will be me and Pops talking about Carrie from 1976, the Brian De Palma version. So definitely definitely come by for that. And yeah, I'm gonna be on. I'm gonna be on. What the, I think I'm gonna be on a few streams this week. So definitely, yeah, check those out. And yeah, so the next bit of chapters will be probably in 2 weeks. I'll discuss it with these fine gentlemen. And there's a few other things that I've got to figure out too. So, but yeah, thank you once again. Thank you guys for doing this. Thank you guys for being here. And you know what? I think you guys don't. You guys want to hear that awesome opening again? At least the second half of the opening, the Stone Stands opening. How's that sound? You guys want to do that?
Send it, dude.
Why not?
You're done. You are done.
Steve.
Dude, you're kind of pressing. You're kind of overpassing your boundaries now, dude. So maybe I should take away your privileges. So, all right, guys.
You're on mute, Steve.
He's on mute still. So yeah,
it's probably better that way.
All right. Okay.
That way. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, everybody. Have a good night, and definitely stay Bookporeal and stay safe this week. Take care.
Ty Sharman, Etherin.
You're done.
A sudden thought boiled up in his head like a hot spring. The Aiel. Even a gray man should have found it impossible to sneak through doors watched by half a dozen Aiel. He flung open the left-hand door onto a scene of madness. Dead Aielmen lay at Rand's feet, tangled with the bodies of 3 very ordinary men in very ordinary coats and breeches. Ordinary-looking men. Except that 6 Aiel, the entire guard, had been slain, some obviously before they knew what was happening, and each of those ordinary men had at least 2 Aiel spears through them. The defenders in the anteroom were fighting for their lives. They fought, and they still outnumbered the Trollocs, but there were more men down than Trollocs. The Myrddraal present tore off half the tyrant captain's face with one bare hand, while the other drove a dead black blade through a defender's throat, slipping defender's spear thrust like a snake. The Myrddraal darted sinuously to intercept. In a moment, the humans would all be screaming, "Fade! Try me! Fade! The stone stands! Rally to the stone! The stone stands!" The stone stands! The stone stands! The stone stands!